Sports Center.
It was a rough opening night for the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Wemby was 5 of 19 from the field last night. Spurs will make their home debut tomorrow night when they play host to the Houston Rockets. Good news for the Miami Dolphins. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been cleared. He will start for the Fins Sunday when they play host to the Arizona Cardinals. And the World Series gets underway tonight. Yankees and Dodgers. You can hear it on San Antonio's ESPN 1250.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on this Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix.
Well, hey, Jason, how the hell are you?
Fair to Midland.
Fair to Midland.
Fair to Midland. I surviving, alive. Feel like I've got a voice. I've lost 2 days of my life.
2 days of your life. So have I, for goodness sake.
Oh, good Lord.
What the hell? Having to do the show with Pledge and everybody else. No, it's been great. I'm glad you're back. Glad you're feeling better.
I mean, look, you know how it is when you get sick. And it happens. It kicks your ass. There's not much you can do about it. And in our business, you know, when you have no voice,
you're kind of screwed.
You can't go to work.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed.
I mean, you know, and I've pushed through the years and tried, and you know, I might hack up a lung and start sounding like the great Ricky Ware at some point throughout the day. But I'm on enough good stuff. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But at least the voice is back. You
got a long day too to push that voice to make sure it's okay.
Well, we've got a hell of a game tonight for our high school game of the week. Clark and Roosevelt.
So you got to enlighten me, Clark and Roosevelt. What makes it good?
Well, I mean, Roosevelt fighting for their playoff lives.
All right.
Clark has a chance to clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. So, and for Roosevelt, it's kind of like a playoff game for those guys. If they don't win, they're toast.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good. It should be good. It's always good to be out here at Hero Stadium, and we got lots to talk about, as usual.
Well, I mean, you think about the last couple of days. Let's see. You know, I've tried finding shows that I could watch that I could sleep through and not miss anything. And then you wake up and you realize everybody's still talking about the Cowboys. Curtain conversation again this week. Why? And tours.
Yeah.
Tours. What is going on with tours with the Cowboys, and why is that now in the news? Because honestly, I must have slept through something major. Something crazy happened on one of these tours.
Well, the fine folks at ESPN decided to do an article on the tours at Jerry World.
Oh, good
Not
Lord,
at Jerry World, actually the Star in Frisco.
Hit piece?
Well, I look at it that way. I just think it's more rocks thrown at Jerry and company, but a bunch of whiny ex-players saying, you know, it's a zoo and it's a distraction, and I'm like, how the hell is that a distraction? For anything, because it's not like they're in the film room. They're not in the meeting rooms. They just walking through there, and if guys are there, they're not supposed to talk to them unless the player approaches them. Then they can, or take pictures, or whatever the case may be. But you know, you got a bunch of whiners like Dalton Schultz and company, and that just can't handle a little distraction.
You know, it's weird because it's not a distraction. These guys play in stadiums with 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 people. Yeah, I mean, it's not like golfers who have to have everything quiet while they're out playing, which I don't understand. But if you've ever been to a facility, you realize you're so far away from players to begin with that it's not really a distraction. It's easy to take a shot at the Cowboys because they do that. You walk into the Houston Texans facility, and I'll use them as an example because, you know, mainly that's the one NFL facility I've spent about as much time in as I have with the Cowboys. And you walk into like their team store, the weight room is right there. There's glass. There's just nobody there taking a tour.
Nobody wants to take a tour.
And so I can tell you a story. One time we were walking in there getting ready for training camp, and J.J. Watt was in there working out. And my high school daughter at the time about freaked out because she saw J.J. Watt lifting weights. And I don't think it distracted JJ. It certainly distracted my kid, but it's there. There's windows there. You can see that. And it certainly wasn't a problem when they were winning 12 games in a regular season. So is this, things aren't going well. So what can we use as another excuse? And let's say it's tours.
It's the most ridiculous thing ever. This article came out on Wednesday, and I can't remember the young lady's name that wrote the article, but I gave her a lot of credit because, look, she wrote it. There was not her opinion. It wasn't one way or the other. She just wrote the article and quoted the ex-player. She quoted Jerry. And Jerry, we're going to hear from Jerry coming up in just a few minutes, is very happy that this article came out because he knows now there will be more tours at the Star, and it only puts more money in Jerry Jones' pocket.
I mean, that's yes. I mean, now I could see it being a problem because I did see CeeDee Lamb saying next question or whatever with this. If on these tours you got to sit in the meeting room, if on these tours you got to eat lunch with the players, then I could certainly see that being a distraction. And let's go back to the Houston Texans, because when we used to go cover them for Texans training camp, whether it be with Gary Kubiak as the head coach, they used to allow the media to go into the players' dining hall. And you'd get lunch.
Yeah.
And you could there were player tables, and then there were other tables for staff. And it wasn't just media, staff, everybody in the organization, they eat together. And that was something that, from what I understand, Bob McNair, we're all on the same team here. So at lunch, we're all on the same team. So for the employees and stuff. So there's times where you're in line and you got a player in front of you and a player behind you. And, there are times where certain players would sit down and eat. I can tell you there used to be a wide receiver there named David Anderson, who is a great dude. He used to always just eat with everybody. Yeah, I'm with players all the time. I want to sit down and BS with you guys.
It's ridiculous.
And so it wasn't a distraction. Of course,
they're having lunch.
They're winning then.
Yeah, but you're having lunch.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing something. So the big complaint, why you got people looking at you like you're an animal in the zoo while you're lifting weights. And?
Yeah.
So what? How is that a distraction? It's ridiculous. We had a guy that called us, I think it was Wednesday. Pledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday when we first started talking about this, that had actually been on a tour. And he said the glass is fogged up, for goodness sake.
Yes, that frosted glass.
Right. You can't even see inside clearly. You can see silhouettes, I'm sure, but it's the most ridiculous non-story I think I've ever heard of.
Again, it's life with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's it.
And Jerry wants you talking about his team. They've been on a bye, and let's say they've been on a bye, and they had let's get in an argument with the radio guys, and then let's talk about tours. And they're still talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course.
It's incredible. I want to talk about what the hell happened in that game last night and why we don't have an eye in the sky referee. An obvious face mask penalty. But we're not talking real football stuff because we got to talk about tours.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord.
It's just nuts. That was a horrible call, by the way.
It was.
I didn't mind it, though.
Well,
I was fine with it. I had the Rams.
I had Minnesota. I needed the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a touchdown in overtime.
Yeah,
you
weren't going to win anyway.
No,
but
well, you don't know that. None of us. We don't know now because the refs blew the call.
Doesn't matter. I put money in my pocket, so I'm okay with it.
Right out of mine and right into yours. Son of a biscuit.
I want to take a tour now of Jerry World, and I want to pay the $90, which is the most expensive thing you can do.
Yeah,
because you get to talk to AI Jerry.
You get to talk to AI Jerry.
Yes, that's one of the benefits of paying $90.
Well, you get to talk to regular Jerry.
I do, but
generally with a drink in your hand.
Why
in the hell would you want to talk to AI Jerry?
Well, I want to talk because I might get an answer that doesn't take 10 minutes to complete.
No, that's not true.
No,
AI Jerry is more rambling. I have no idea. I don't know that I want to talk to AI Jerry.
I want to talk. It might be creepy as hell, but I want to talk to AI Jerry. I think that would be fun.
I'd rather talk to Jerry at Nobu in Malibu.
Well, and we'll do that hopefully. And training camp coming up. Yeah, we've got to plan better for that. By the way.
Yeah.
We got to make that happen. But, yeah, it's fun talking to Jerry after a couple of Johnny Walker Blues that he's consumed. And you get some straight answers that are off the record, by the way.
All off the record.
But Stephen Jones said yesterday, right here on the Blitz with us, if they're not talking about you, then there's something wrong. They got to be talking about
exactly.
you.
So. I mean, because look at all the organization nobody talks about.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
So
there's a lot of them that are playing good football as well. Oh well. Good stuff. Did watch the Spurs last night. They were good for a half. Let's get into that. Coming up here on the Blitz. If you're listening, if you're watching on YouTube, I see all the comments there on YouTube. Appreciate it. Especially Chris. Well, a miracle. Jason's feeling better just in time for the Roo Pub party. And, that is true. the best Halloween party in San Antonio tonight at the Roo Pub. And the Roo Pub Halloween parties, they become legendary. Kick off the party weekend tonight out at the Roo, the 11th annual Halloween party. DJs inside the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. No cover charge, $1,000 costume contest at midnight. It is the Halloween party you don't want to miss. And, of course, this weekend, you want to be in the Roo Pub. Of course, they'll have the World Series on tonight. Longhorns on Saturday. Cowboys on Sunday night. When you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry because the food is fantastic. And that kitchen is open late with the full menu available. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. The best place to watch a game. And, of course, tonight, the big Halloween party there at the Roo Pub. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see.
It's America.
It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens.
It's America.
It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll want a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SAVE, or text SAVE to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SAVE.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SAVE to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Hey, Total Wine & More has all your Halloween favorites at the totally lowest prices.
Economical.
Find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. It's a matchup between two undefeated conference opponents as the Aggies take on the LA Tigers. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minnix on this Football Friday. Let's talk some basketball.
Let's do that on a Football Friday. Why not?
Well, look, Spurs opened the season last night, and admittedly, all right, they got their butts kicked ultimately by the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
And my expectations for this year are a little bit different. I expect more out of the Spurs. And Pop has told us this year is a little bit more about winning. Moral victories don't mean a damn thing.
Not at all.
In the first half, I was feeling really good about the Spurs.
Yeah.
In the second half, I felt like I was watching last year's Spurs.
That's a great way to describe it. Wemby had a hard time last night. I think Chris Paul had a little bit of a hard time kind of filling in and finding his way. Julian Champagnie was good. Sohan played well, which you would expect. Those guys coming into their third year with Sohan. So yeah, I mean, it was just weird, and it felt like, at least in that second half, that you're watching the same thing we got to watch last year. Nothing had changed.
And what's frustrating maybe for me is just the comments afterwards. Wemby afterwards saying, "Yeah, we've got to do a better job in the third quarter."
The coach emphasized that too, but we know ourselves. We know we're going to react. We know we're never going to give up. But I think we got to get better at reducing how bad those runs the opponents make are.
Again, did we hear that last year? With the same thing. I mean, I think you could cue up something from last year. So, look, I'm not going to freak out and overreact to one game, but still, I expected a little bit better. I mean, the hype was there with Chris Paul, with Wemby, with these guys coming out and hitting the ground running. And I just didn't really see that. First half was one thing. Second half, they just couldn't sustain it, I guess.
Well, and you sustain it out of shape, conditioning. Wemby even talked about everybody seemed to be a little bit down conditioning-wise. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because none of us really have played a full game since middle of the summer for me. Some guys 6 months, so makes sense. But it's a struggle every player in the NBA goes through.
Knowing your body the way you do you have a sense for how long it'll take you to ramp up to maybe?
Not 1 or 2 games. It should be quick.
See, I take a little bit of a different point there, and to criticize Wemby a little bit. Luka Doncic didn't play at all in the preseason, and Luka Doncic played pretty well last night. He's a little butterball.
Yeah,
I mean, right, and beard guzzling dude, and he's a little chunkster.
Wow,
and he played.
He's fluffy.
He played well. And so I don't buy that you haven't played. I just don't buy that at all. I mean, it's basketball, right? You've been practicing. You played some. I don't buy that, Victor. I really don't. And I just think you should be that should not be an excuse. Not at all.
No, and I'm with you. I don't know if nobody plays in the preseason a lot. I get that. But you're conditioning, you're ramping up for the games that count. This is a game that counted last night. As a Spurs fan, I hate losing to the Dallas Mavericks, right? This was a big game for them. You know, everything they had going on last night, they were amped up. That was a team that looked ready to start the regular season. The Spurs did not. I realize there's some adjustments there. Harrison Barnes looked fantastic last night.
He did.
Julian, this is a guy almost like Bruce Bowen. This is a guy who is seemingly carving out a solid NBA career in a spot, you know, whether it's a Bruce Bowen, a Danny Green. I really like what we saw last night from Julian and, you know, learning Chris Paul. And during that third quarter run, Chris Paul comes in and at least momentarily stopped the bleeding a little bit, although the tourniquet didn't work and the bleeding continued. But even Chris Paul said last night he liked the fight that the team showed.
You know, it's funny, like we didn't, even through preseason, Vic missed a game or two. I missed a game or two. We didn't have guys sort of in and out. But, man, I love the fight that we showed. You know, there's no moral victories, but we played against a team that went to the Western Conference. That went to the finals. You know what I mean? So there's a continuity that they have, you know, but I think for me, not knowing what to expect, preseason is one thing, the regular season is another thing, but I'm honestly so excited about the spurts that I've seen and what I know is capable of our team.
You know, and again, it's Chris Paul trying to be positive, but I don't want to hear that crap anymore. Well, our fight was great. That's good. Isn't that time over where our fight was great? We fought till the end. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you fought till the end, and you know what? We pulled it out. That's what happened. And I get it. It's one game, and again, I'm trying not to overreact to one game because I think things will get better. But look, Dallas had a new piece to their puzzle and Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that's what
fit.
they were lacking last year was a shooter, somebody that could put it in from downtown. And that's going to help that ball club quite a bit. And he played well last night.
Well, he played well. Looks like it's going to be a perfect fit. And that's a really good team that got better. Spurs, not a good team, but they seemingly are going to be better. And I do like what I'm seeing from Harrison Barnes. Granted, one game, but you look at the preseason, Chris Paul obviously is going to be there. And CP3 did talk about the learning curve that he does have to have with Wemby.
I mean, you see something different every game, you know, and I think there's a learning curve for me, for sure, but also for other guys, you know, playing with a guy who can be that close to the rim, handle the ball. You know, I'm setting screens and I'm rolling. And I think as we all get more time, we will figure each other out.
And that's true. I get it. There will be a learning curve. I understand all of that. I just, man, when you start the season, I didn't expect them to win last night. I really didn't. You're going up to Dallas, a good team that did go to the finals. I didn't expect them to win, but I expected them to play better for 48 minutes. And that didn't happen last night. You know, whether it's rust or conditioning or just getting used to each other, it just, to me, is the same old stuff we've heard over and over again from this team.
So you sound already just frustrated as hell after one game.
Well, I know, a little bit, I guess. I'm frustrated with that second half, and especially coming out of the locker room. They did play well in the first half, but then they come out in the second half, in that third quarter, and just like, going through the motions again.
You know, it's interesting because it was one of those weird games where Wemby didn't look sharp, and he had a poor shooting night. Now, Wemby said afterwards it wasn't anything that the Mavs did defensively that had him confused.
I mean, it was the first game of the season. I didn't see something special from them. You know, I think both teams tonight were trying to get used to playing again. So I don't know. I don't think they had I don't think it was really about that. You know?
You know, 5 of 19. You expect more. It's not like he took a lot of bad shots. No. They just weren't going in. And if his shots are going in, then maybe a lot of other things go right. Wemby did look a little, I want to say nervous, especially early, but the early shots, but almost looked like game one last year. The early part, the pressure that he puts on himself about winning that takes him out of his game. And I never really saw him look relaxed. And like when we see Wemby in that rhythm, he's got a different look to it. Last night, I don't know what was going on with him, but it looked like he was feeling the pressure of playing in the NBA and a different look than what you saw at the Olympics. And I don't know, honestly, if that's something psychologically, if he just has to get used to the rhythm, playing with Chris Paul, where is the ball coming from, all of that. But first half last night, I thought, man, this looks like a team that could legitimately be a playoff team. Second half last night, they look like a lottery team. And until they can figure out what they're going to be, we're going to have that. But also, you look at last night's game and inject the Devin Vassell in there, and how much better are they going to be, especially if you're looking at the positives of the first half, but even the negatives of the second half. You add in a Devin Vassell, and those negatives seem to be a lot less.
Well, and that's going to help, that obviously. And again, I'm not going to sit here and overreact. It was just disappointing because I would have liked to have seen that team continue to play the way they played in the first half and fight Dallas all the way to the end, win, lose, or draw. And I would have come out of that a lot better off. It's just the way they came out of the locker room. And you know, we were told last year that's just stuff that they've got to learn. And that's why Chris Paul is there. Chris Paul is there to tell this team, Harrison Barnes as well, tell this team, look, we got to play 48 minutes. You can't play 24 and think that that's enough, because this team, this Dallas team at home, is going to come out and they're going to jump on us. And we got to be ready for it. And the Spurs weren't ready for it.
Nope. And again, you just look at all of it, and it's early. But if this year Pop said it's about winning, it's about not making those same mistakes. You know, I hate to compare Pop and Jerry Jones, but Jerry said all in, and they're not. Pop said this year it's about winning. It's about, and I'm paraphrasing Pop, obviously, but when he said that, you know, mistakes won't be as overlooked as they were the last couple of years, and playing time would be associated with the same mistakes. Now, you go and you look at like Castle, you expect some mistakes. I can't wait to see what this kid turns into. You know, there were a lot of positives last night, but I'm with you. I don't want this year to be all about the positives and we're watching them grow. I want wins. And again, I'm not expecting playoffs, but being in the play-in territory. But second halves like last night, that late third quarter run by the Mavericks that essentially sealed the game, you can't have that and be considered a winning team. What mistakes have they learned from?
I totally agree with all of what you just said. What I do like, and why I think maybe Pop is Pop again, and the Pop that we're used to seeing and want to see again, especially with his players. CP3 mentioned his first interaction with Pop last night. Listen to this.
It's cool just to see how his mind is working, and the fact that we can talk and we can communicate. And he got on my ass in one of those timeouts, and you just appreciate it, because I know how bad he wants to win. You know, as long as he's been doing this, he's so competitive, and I'm the same way. You know, so it's cool to be on the same side of it.
What do you get on your ass for?
I think it wasn't cutting, or it was a turnover. It was something. There's a whole lot of stuff I need to do better, but we definitely gonna get better at it. As I definitely will.
I love the fact that Pop jumped Chris Paul, and the other guys see that, and it was the same with Tim Duncan when Pop used to get on him. If he's going to get on Tim Duncan, he can get on anybody. And if he's going to jump Chris Paul, guess what? He can jump anybody. And I like the fact that happened last night, and that Chris Paul is man enough and veteran enough to admit it and love it.
And I'll tell you, I think it's even more so with Chris Paul than with Tim Duncan, because Pop raised Tim Duncan.
That's right.
But when you get a veteran and a superstar the level of Chris Paul that the Spurs have never really had. I mean, Tim is Tim, but he was homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs have never had a star the level of Chris Paul come in, because Tim didn't want some of that. But for Chris Paul to come in and be willing to be coached like that, and then talk about it openly, not be all defensive You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That says so much. And for a guy like a Jeremy Sohan or a Keldon Johnson or any of those other guys, if Pop is getting into CP3 that way, they understand. But what did Chris Paul say there? Pop wants to win. And see his mind working. So over the course of the next 81 games, that's what it's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I think it will. And again, we're overreacting to one game in Dallas against a team that is very good. We'll see how they do against Houston. Houston was very disappointed in their opening game in the regular season. They lost, and I know Ime Udoka was very upset. So that should be a good game tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mike McCarthy on the Morning Huddle today talking about, I don't know, they got a game this week against San Francisco and tours in the building. What kind of distractions are there? Mike McCarthy, boy, they need a win desperately. Let's get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is a Friday. You have your weekend plans. None of you plan on getting arrested, I hope, but some of you will, because it happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you totally understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide, up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, so many games to look back at. Are the Spurs at 500? Did the Cowboys even it up? And where are the Aggies? Texas and Vanderbilt, so much to get to. You better get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators, like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Make sure you get over to sasportstar.com and get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Weekly winners get that gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets goes to the local grand prize winner. I'm already down a game.
I'm up a game. I hope Alexandra had the Rams last night because, you know, she thinks she can overtake me in the standings. I had the Rams last night.
You had the Rams last night in the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge?
I did. Yes, I did.
Well, I see Alexandra went by Little Woodrow's yesterday.
She did.
Took a picture with you and grumpy-ass Greg Shelton.
It was good to see her. She couldn't make grumpy Greg smile, though.
Really?
No.
She should try harder.
Well, she needs to.
Yeah.
And she probably would have, but it wasn't that important to her. I'm guessing,
that's
right?
true.
So, but yeah, it was good to see her. It was good to see everybody out there yesterday at Little Woodrow's. It was a packed house and a lot of fun.
Gave away tickets last night to go see Dallas and Philadelphia. Our friends from Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Heard a very loyal listener won. Always love seeing that. We have tickets to give away for that game as well. All you got to do is get registered at sasportstar.com. You look at the idea of, that game meaning so much more. And again, Cowboys, can they go to San Francisco and get a win? The answer is yes. Will they? It depends on what Cowboy team shows up. If you're going to get San Francisco as beat up as they are, and both teams are beat up, that's the thing. San Francisco, I feel like they could still run the ball, and the Cowboys still can't stop the run.
That's the problem.
And so the confidence level of Dallas going on the road and getting a win at San Francisco is probably pretty low, but this is a game where they need to, and they're coming off a bye. You would think that this would be their better opportunity, yet everybody out there is picking San Francisco.
Well, everybody is, and because it's still, no matter what and who's banged up and who's not, that's still the Cowboys monster, right? That they just can't slay lately, it seems. And so I think until they do that, everybody's going to say the Cowboys can't get it done. The Niners, though, I mean, it appears Deebo Samuel is going to play. He has been practicing, and it looks like he's going to play. Now, how healthy is he? Is he going to be 100%? I mean, I would assume pneumonia might take some of the energy out of you.
I can say I didn't have pneumonia, and it'd be tough. I couldn't practice today if I tried.
So, that will be interesting to see if he is out there, because obviously he can do a couple of things: catch the football and he can run with it.
Well, and again, the Cowboys can't stop the run, which is a problem. But, they're coming off a bye. And Mike McCarthy, historically, really good off a bye. With the Cowboys, his only loss was an overtime loss at Green Bay coming off of a bye. They do a lot of what they call self-scouting during the bye week. And Mike McCarthy talked about how that worked this morning on his appearance on the Morning Huddle, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Oh, I think you have to jump right into it. I mean, I have a similar process that I've adhered to for years. So we went through it with the staff, right after in which we would have done regardless of the outcome of the last game. So that's an opportunity to grow as a football team, because you're at the end of it, you really probably just have one full day of self-scout and self-improvement that you're able to spend. So our staff I thought they did an excellent job of preparing and then taking advantage of the Monday, with just heavy self-scout, work some things on the field a little bit, and then we have a process called Cross the Hall. So I thought it was beneficial, but it's like anything, you got to apply it to the next game, and sort through it and put some of these things in the next game.
Yeah, I love that self-scouting thing. Self-scouting. What do they look in a mirror and say, "You've got to do better, Mike McCarthy"?
Well, I mean, if you're having the offensive coach scout the defense and vice versa, I mean, but again, I mean, he's it was excellent. We did that for one day. All right, good. And how do you know if you've done a crappy job? I mean, it's just
we'll find out Sunday night.
Well, exactly. Now his boss on the radio said the other day that he had bad play design and bad concepts. Jerry said that on 105.3 The Fan on Tuesday. Mike defended his play calling and play designs with his press conference earlier in the week, and he did this morning with Rob and AJ.
Play design, and that's really what your off seasons are for. You have studies, the amount of time, energy, history, experience that goes into every play design. So we don't have any issues there.
No issues there. The play design is absolutely perfect for the Dallas Cowboys. And look, we'll find out. I think they have to get creative, and we'll see if they did. I loved what they did against the Cleveland Browns in Game 1 of this season, rolling Dak out, moving him around in the pocket, so to buy him some time. It just seems like to me that went away after that game. I think this is a perfect opportunity to bring some of that back, especially when you got a Nick Bosa who is a monster, and he's going to be chasing Dak around. And you roll Dak out a little bit, buy some time, have an opportunity for guys like CD Lamb and Jalen Tolbert and Jake Ferguson to get and you're going to be better off. He just needs some time, because right now that offensive line can't block anybody if he just drops back into the pocket.
Well, and you look at, like, last night, if you're watching the Minnesota Rams game, Herb Street at one point was showing how quickly the ball is out of Stafford's hands.
Yeah.
And when you look at design and concept, because of the offensive line issues, Sean McVay has changed some things for those quick release throws. The Cowboys need to do something similar.
Same thing.
I mean, if you can get rid of the ball in under 2 seconds, you're going to have a higher opportunity to be able to do that. All the talk with CD not being in camp, timing, we're too deep into the season. If the timing isn't there after 6 weeks of regular practices, do you really think that month in August was going to make that much of a difference?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it just feels like we're grasping at straws. We're at Halloween. I mean, there's a big Halloween party tonight at the Roo Pub. You can't tell me that missing training camp is impacting things at this point in the year. If you would have told me that after week 1, okay, I would buy that. Maybe even after week 2. But at this point, that's stupid. That is dumb to say, well, he missed training camp. That's why they're not on the same page.
Well, and I guess they got together over the bye week. That's the claim, and trying to work on that timing. But I agree with you. I don't think the timing shouldn't be an issue. And it's not like it's the first year these guys have played together. I mean, they've been playing together. That's a lame excuse at this point in time in the season. It's got to get better. And I think it all comes down to everybody, not just Prescott, but it's CD. He's got to run better routes, sharper routes. You watch a guy like Puka Nacua last night. That dude can flat out run routes and is always getting open. CD needs to be more Puka Nacua-like.
Well, and again, Mike McCarthy talked this morning with the boys about CD not being in camp and how that's affected timing.
Well, I think like everything, I mean, so much of my interaction in these spots is about what needs to be better. And we tend to forget to talk about the things that we are doing well. But yes, there's no replacement for time together. I mean, I don't care what sport you're in. Particularly when you're talking about skill position that involves, the delivery, the timing, and the execution, catching the ball and so forth. So, we have a lot of football left. We just keep working the things that are going to continue to show up. But, I think that's the ultimate challenge in football. I mean, it is. It's 11 on 11, and we're always fighting to get a higher connection and rhythm and timing and so forth. And I think that's why the ability to play with so many different people and out of your linemen is a trait you have to have in today's NFL, because things are going to change. I mean, they change every week. And the health of your football team is. You can't control it. I think it's the hardest part of our business from a personal level. When you see a young man come back from, an ACL surgery and he goes down on the field, and it's so that's the toughest part of this business. But it's something that you have to be able to continue to work through. So whether it's a camp holdout, and not playing in preseason, all those things factor in. But you do have preparation that you're doing besides that. So I think our guys do an excellent job of preparation. I think our process and connection of training our football team's top notch. But we're green in some areas, and I recognize that and have no problem.
Coach,
talking about it. We just got to keep working.
What's interesting about that and the timing, and I think reporters, whether it's the guys in the morning or the beat writers in Dallas, asking questions about the timing, because everybody's confused about why things have just kind of gone off the rails a little bit for the Cowboys. And obviously they're 3-3, and I think we need to remember that. This team is certainly right in the mix of everything, but it's the way they've lost those three games that I think everybody's confused about. And so we're grasping for – you got to give me a why. Why is it? It's got to be the timing between those two guys, right? It has to be something.
Well, and again, I mean, you look at like the Rams last night, got a much-needed win. They've lost some one-score games. I mean, their season was on the brink. The Bengals, a lot of one-score games. Cowboys, when they lose, they go down in flames hard. But, you listen to Mike McCarthy, and, everything is excellent. The preparation, the this, the that, and, timing, right? CeeDee Lamb talked about this week, getting extra work and with Dak Prescott.
We love about it. Let's just say that we take advantage of it. Anything we felt like we missed out on together as a unit, as a duo, we hopped on it. Just got right to work. Use every day, every week, every opportunity that we could to get better. And I feel like it's gonna show.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And I mean, I'm glad that they got together over the bye week to get in some work. If that's what they feel that they need, good for them. And I appreciate that, because look, they've got to play better. They have to.
Well, but I'm a little confused. So, working during the bye week get you better than the work during the actual work week? I really don't understand. But he did say they needed to get work done during the bye week.
Yeah, no, we did. Got on some routes, and obviously timing is everything. So we needed that.
All right, so we needed that. So I hear about all these excellent preparations. Mike McCarthy, preparation's excellent. Every week. All right. So did they take the routes that they've been lacking and just go work on those? How do you fix everything over a bye week? Because and look, your time off is your time off. I'm a big fan of if I'm not at work, don't call me, right? Saw Dak got engaged. Dak got, and look, it's your bye week. Do your thing. But you're trying to tell me, CD, that you and Dak went to the Dak field and got it all worked out over the course of a bye week when you couldn't over the first 6 weeks of the season?
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it? Because, I mean, what are they doing at practice? Are they not running routes at practice? And are they not doing the same thing that they can do during the bye week? This whole timing thing, I really think is I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
No, there is a lot of truth to it. I mean, this is a timing-based offense.
Well, sure.
But so why is the timing that far off from a veteran quarterback and a veteran wide receiver second year into this system? That part doesn't make sense to me.
No sense.
Now, Jerry, this morning, he tried to blame it all on the damn offensive line.
Every aspect needs improvement from where I thought I would be, we would be. I know where the players and the coaches think they would be. And so that's not discouraging to me at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a conscious thing to bear down. It's a conscious thing to pay attention to real detail, hand placement, how you do your steps. Now, when that pocket collapses, that alters Dak's steps. And one of the things he's done since he's been here, he's evolved from one level of passer to this level of passer. And boy, that's a quantum leap as opposed to when he left Mississippi State. And he's here. He's done what you'd hope all of them would do, and that's improve like that. Footwork is a major part of his work. And so when that protection breaks down, it screws up the footwork. And so this stuff is one thing about it. I sometimes think we look over the technical aspect. Even I talk about more of what's inside, the desire to want to, that type thing. Well, really, I think sometimes most of what I'm talking about is your willingness to work on the little things. And the little things, little technique, little steps. And great players that we've had do that.
Yeah, they do. It would take an hour and a half to decipher everything Jerry just said there. But I'm just it's bad. Look, the offensive line
hasn't been good. I agree with that. It's ruining Dak's footwork. But you know what? Dak Prescott should be used to that as well. As a quarterback, sometimes you have to improvise. And I hate to keep going back to last night. There was a play Matthew Stafford made that was just sensational. He was about to get sacked and somehow escaped it, bought himself some time, and made a big completion. Dak Prescott needs to do a little bit more of that. Some of that's on him. But again, I put it back on McCarthy. You've got to get creative. If your offensive line is not up to par, you got to get creative with your play calling and buy your quarterback that extra time, buy your receivers that extra time that they need to get open downfield.
It's kind of come back to the whole everything. We had Troy Aikman talk about lazy routes, and you could tell, and this is Troy Aikman saying, guys, when they were expecting to catch a pass on a route, were explosive off the line. If they weren't, they were lazy. Even Jerry agreed. I mean, Troy's a football guy. I respect that opinion. You know, everybody else might say no but you know, they're looking in the, yeah.
Sure.
But you look at last night's game and that play that Stafford made. And that is the kind of play that we've seen Dak make, you know, somehow escape and make a play, but the receiver's not giving up on the play. And you saw that last night, and it worked for a touchdown for the Rams. This year, this group of receivers, you wonder, will those guys be in position to make that play, fight to get open? Because, quite frankly, I don't know how much we've seen that this year outside of Jalen Tolbert in the game against Pittsburgh with the game winner after he got hurt on the previous play. You know, I've seen CeeDee Lamb give up on some routes. Brandon Cooks isn't available. Even the great Jake Ferguson at times. We're not seeing guys getting open to bail out their quarterback when he's under pressure. But if it is all coming back to the offensive line, not being able to hold up, and most of us can't watch the game and know if that offensive line is doing a good job or a poor job. But if it keeps coming back to that, let's assume that the O-line is having more issues than we're aware of, and it already looks bad. Then isn't it up to Mike McCarthy to design some plays for much quicker routes.
Absolutely.
Isn't there where a Turpin should be more involved out of a slot because they can't run the ball? There's no holes. You can see that. And Dak doesn't have time. I mean, they're in his face almost immediately after he gets the snap. Is that the play design that Jerry referenced the other day on the radio?
That's exactly. It has to be, and that's up to Mike McCarthy as the play caller to design those plays. Exactly what we're talking about. Either it's a moving pocket or quicker routes, whatever the case may be. Look, I look at Justin Jefferson last night. I watched Justin Jefferson run routes last night, and whether the ball was going to him or not, that dude hustles. And and I'm not saying CD doesn't want to win. Don't take it that way. But I'm just saying, when I see that guy, who is the best wide receiver in the National Football League, in my opinion, and you see him running hard and hustling play after play after play, that's what you need from a CD Lamb. And he's got to be the same guy. If you want to be Justin Jefferson and be paid like Justin Jefferson, play like Justin Jefferson.
Now, he was incredible early, MIA late. Now,
I don't know. He's on my fantasy team. He had over 100 yards last night.
He did, but he was MIA late and then throwing his helmet on the sideline and all that other stuff. You're going to get after him like you did CD Lamb?
Absolutely, I will.
Uh-huh.
But he wasn't in his quarterback's face. Look, he was throwing his helmet on the ground when drives stopped.
Yeah.
And they were going to, he was upset because they were going to lose the game, and you could see it, and it was slipping away from them. But again, you can't throw temper tantrums like that. I agree. I totally agree. And, of course, maybe that 50-pound chain he was wearing around his neck had something to do with it.
Here we go.
Here we go. That's neither here nor there. But early on, I see him doing that. And if he didn't do it late, then that's on him, and he should be chastised for it. But
yeah.
These guys have got to play, and I don't care what wide receiver it is, Jefferson, CD Lamb, name one. These guys got to play. They got to play whether the ball's going to them or not, and they got to keep plays alive and give your quarterback an opportunity. And sometimes, especially with this Cowboys team at home, they haven't been doing that.
Yeah, of course, Jefferson not happy with the no face mask called at the end of the game last night. Let's get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It was a rough opening night for the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Wemby was 5 of 19 from the field last night. Spurs hope to do better when they make their home debut tomorrow night. They play host to the Houston Rockets. World Series gets underway tonight. Yankees and Dodgers will meet in L.A. for a Game 1 of that best-of-7 series. Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. Jack Flaherty goes for the Dodgers. You can hear that game on San Antonio's ESPN 1250 at 6.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on this Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix.
Howdy, howdy. The weather is absolutely perfect for high school football here at Hero Stadium. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a big weekend of football. I know you're excited about that Navy-Notre Dame game.
Go Navy.
Go Navy.
Beat the hell out of the Irish.
Can you believe Notre Dame is a 14-point favorite in that game?
I can.
I guess.
I mean, I think if you just look, it's Notre Dame, it's Navy. That line seems really big. What does Vegas know? I would take Navy in the points. Hell, I think Navy wins this thing outright.
Wow.
I like the disrespect coming the way of the Navy guys. The one thing, though, is Notre Dame better not be caught off guard. It would be inexcusable. There's been times where you go into this game thinking, all right, this is going to be an easy W, and that can't be the case this go around. Notre Dame is good. So is Navy. We'll see.
Well, Notre Dame has been playing better, but nothing would thrill me more than to see Navy whack the Domers. I would love to see that, and nothing would make me happier. I've got no dog in the hunt, obviously, but I might have a little cash on the midshipman tomorrow. It's very possible taking the points. I'm leaning that way.
Go Navy.
Go Navy.
Got a little breaking news.
Okay.
The Cowboys injury report just released. Micah Parsons out. Deron Bland out for the game Sunday against San Francisco.
I'm really surprised. I'm not surprised about Parsons. I didn't think he would play, but I'm surprised with Bland. I thought the way the stuff we heard during the week, I thought he was making better progress, but obviously not. So he's out. And you got and I'm not sure why Kalen Carson is listed as questionable. He practiced in full all week long.
Yep.
They've also got Eric Kendricks as questionable as well in this game.
Yeah, well, I know the Saturday practice is generally the big one.
Mm-hmm.
All the comments this morning, and this is one of the things that Mike McCarthy, vet move, if you want to call it that, does media, then practice, as opposed to practice and then media, because there's questions about Parsons. And again, working with the rehab group again today, probably didn't look like he would go, but there was a chance for Bland, and he said it depended on Saturday, but already ruled out officially today, according to their release that came 2 minutes ago. So neither one of those guys, which you were, again, Parsons would have been a long shot, and I'm okay with that. I would rather, kind of like with Mike Evans, don't push it.
Yeah.
Don't risk it. It's, we can stop to run with you. We're going to do well with that, with half of you. So go that route.
Well, I mean, and it is a high ankle sprain for Parsons, and those take a lot longer than just a normal ankle sprain. So I'm with you. I think it's a wise move to keep him out at least another week, and we'll see what happens. But boy, you talk about a couple of teams that are just the walking wounded, man. Both of these teams, San Francisco and Dallas, go into this game just all kinds of banged up. Now the 49ers have a bye after this game, and they're said that Christian McCaffrey should be back when they return from the bye. But he's not an issue for the Cowboys this week, although they are still running the football very well.
Yeah, well, and again, I mean, because they can find running backs. Somehow Cowboys
some
count.
way, right?
Maybe we'll see Dalvin Cook. Maybe we won't. We'll talk more Cowboys coming up. But right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
So the referee last night tried to explain the no call on the Byron Young sack for the safety, in which he celebrated by putting his hands on his helmet because he knew a flag was coming, because he knew he committed a penalty.
He grabbed the face mask. The officials, in all their wisdom, said they just didn't see it. They didn't see it.
Well, I appreciate their honesty.
How do you not see it? There was an official right behind the play.
Well, behind the play, I could see, because that guy.
What, when Darnold's head is turned completely around?
Well, generally, when you see a head coming that way, and it's not supposed to do that, that would be an indication. Let me throw the flag, then we can talk about it. But he didn't see it. You call what you see. The other ref should have seen it. And this is where, and I've been saying this since 2019 when they had the Alliance of American Football and the eye in the sky official. And this is exactly the kind of play that does. I remember, and John Robbins will back me up on this. We were at a hotel in San Diego. Mike Pereira was having breakfast. We sat down and we had breakfast with Mike Pereira, and I was asking him, how does this eye in the sky work? And what we saw last night is exactly what he said they should do. When it's not a judgment call, when it's obvious and it has a major impact. In other words, the eye in the sky official isn't going to buzz down for a penalty away from the play that has no impact that a ref let go or didn't see. But in a play that isn't subjective, like what you saw there, that's where the eye in the sky should come in. The fact that a face mask is not reviewable when everybody in the world knows that was a mistake and they can't fix it. I still don't know how Texas got that thing fixed last week against Georgia with the pass interference call that got picked up. Yeah, nothing to see here. And they couldn't fix that last night?
Well, yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, it's nuts. I don't know how. I don't know what you do. The eye in the sky would be good. I've heard other people say that the coaches should get one flag per game, challenge flag, to challenge anything on the field,
which is what they do in the UFL,
right? Which is what they could have done last night, thrown the red flag there, and had challenged that, and obviously it would have been overturned. Still a long shot for Minnesota to come back. They needed a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie. However, you just never know with the receivers that they have and the offensive capability, and they had no timeouts at the time either. However, we'll never know whether they would have come back or not, and it was a horrible, horrible missed call by those officials.
With the instant quick review thing, whatever they call it, why couldn't that guy just say, yeah, there was face mask there?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, can't they all gather up? Hey, what did you see? What did you see? I'm peeking up at that board. Oh, yeah, let's drop the flag.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that all the time. And the idea of having review to begin with is to get it right. How can something that egregious not be able to be corrected?
I have no idea. It's funny because I heard a conversation yesterday on, I can't remember what show it was, that I thought was very interesting. Then they were talking about the Texas game and the missed call there, because that was a missed call. The fans threw the stuff on the field, and ultimately the refs changed the call. The people that were talking about this were not in favor of changing that call because they think they opened up a can of worms. That if what name a stadium doesn't matter, a call goes badly for the home team, fans, all they have to do is throw stuff on the field, and the officials are going to change it. And I never thought about it that way, but it brings up a point, and maybe that's why they did it, or just the extra time to look at it. Not sure what happened, but getting
right is the most important. And they've got to do something. I think it's time for the NFL to look at a different system somehow, some way, to help out the officials. I don't want to get rid of officials.
I like the human element of the officiating.
There were a lot of flags in that game.
There were a lot of flags. Yeah, a lot of those.
But something like that.
The quick review, that should be a flag. And especially, I think,
from the human element, that one referee, there's a photo of him, he's behind the play.
Yes.
Clearly, he could not see the hand on the face mask, even though the head is turning the way it is. Could it be a hand by the shoulder? He can't assume that it's on there, but do I want him to assume, throw the flag, and then maybe pick it up and talking to the other guys? There was another guy. It looks like he's got that view, but he's got other responsibilities, so maybe he didn't see it. But that's the kind of play where an eye in the sky official is right there. And what I don't get is all scoring plays are reviewed, but the face mask part is not applied to that. That makes no sense to me.
It makes absolutely every part of that play should be reviewed. Every single part of it, because it was a scoring play. It was a safety. So every part of that should be reviewed. It's time for the NFL to get up to 2024 and change some of these things to get it right, because ultimately I think that's what every fan wants, whether it goes against your team or not.
Well, that's it. And no matter which way you had, because I really need Minnesota to drive down, score, get the 2, and then score a touchdown in overtime to cover the number. So there was a chance. And they robbed me of that opportunity.
They did. I was very happy.
Charles Barkley channeling his inner Joe Reinagel with Joel Embiid early in the season with his back-to-back rest plan.
But, man, I don't have any idea what the Sixers are doing. I don't think it's fair. Now, listen, I want to get this number right, because this is crazy, and bless the kid, number one. He just signed for 3 years, $193 million. 3 years, $193 million to play basketball. We're not steel workers. We're not nurses. Like, people who got like real jobs who have to work 40, 50 hours a week, we're playing basketball at the most 4 days a week. Most of the time, 3 days a week. He has the best backup in the league at Drummond. If they had to say it, and Ken and Shaq know this, they just say, I'm going to play 25 minutes on the second night or back-to-back. Or then Drummond plays. But to come out and say it in advance was a stupidity by the Sixers, period.
Yay for Charles Barkley. And I agree with him completely. Look, Pledge and I had this argument, and what's happening in the NBA, it's always been a players' league, but I think the players are taking advantage of the fact that it is a players' league. And teams now are saying the regular season doesn't make a damn, matters not. We just have to be ready for the playoffs.
Yep.
Screw the regular season. Doesn't matter whether our stars play or not. As long as we're healthy for the playoffs, that's all that matters.
You know, I think they should all play. That's your job.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a guy that called in sick 2 days this week, which I rarely do. Playing hurt today. I could have called in sick today. I'm not 100%, not close to it. But it is about the playoffs. And I think part of the players' league mentality is certainly there. But I think from a management standpoint, the investment that they now have in these guys with the amount of money that they are making, their bodies are so valuable. And when does it really matter? In the playoffs. You know, they put in that rule that you got to play, 65 games or whatever to be eligible for postseason awards. They put some time stuff in there. But the league, it's not just the players' league, but the league has put such an emphasis on postseason that you've got to be ready and healthy for that. Do you risk an injury at this point of the year? And I'll give an example with the investment that they have tied up. Last night, Minnesota Vikings, on a play where they probably should have taken a knee and gone to the locker room, ran a play, and one of their best offensive linemen gets hurt, and he's out for the season now. On a nothing play.
On a nothing play, but that's just bonehead coaching right there.
So they should have just taken a knee?
Should have taken a knee. What were they, down on the 5-yard line?
Yeah.
They weren't going to score.
No, but again, though, but it comes with the nature of the necessary risk and what you have tied up investment-wise that tells me, isn't that one of the reasons we should shorten the regular season?
Absolutely.
And not have these guys playing as many games, because the fear is you look at any one of these guys and the 10s, 20, $30 million a year. You know, you look at DeJounte Murray, breaks his hand on opening night, and he had so many incentives. Did you see all the tax credits or whatever the Pelicans are going to get now, because he's not going to hit a lot of those incentives? Breaks his hand on opening night.
Well, it happens. That's unfortunate.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game. You take the risk by going out there and playing. And the fact that they are the Sixers are openly saying, we're resting this guy because, well, we want to make sure he's healthy for when it really counts.
Yeah.
You're screwing the fans, number one.
Yep.
You're screwing them
that
are paying money to go see you play. And you're just ultimately saying, well, screw that. Doesn't matter about them. Doesn't matter about who's watching on TV. Makes no difference. Joel Embiid, who hasn't played in the playoffs at all anyway. The guy, he's Dak Prescott in the playoffs.
Oh, here we go.
For goodness sake. So I really don't get it. It baffles me, and it does make my head explode that these guys are coddled the way they are. And we look, Greg Popovich started this whole thing.
He did.
He did. But he took advantage of the rules the way that they were at the time. Joel Embiid obviously is not chasing any postseason awards anymore, because he clearly is going to miss. He's not going to play 65 games if that's the attitude that the Sixers have, and all they give a damn about is the playoffs, if they even make the playoffs.
You know, the only way to fix all this is treat it like a real job.
Yeah.
And you get your contract is worth X. Let's use round numbers. You know, what is Joel Embiid? Probably making $300,000 a game. For every game that you miss, you lose $300,000.
Yeah,
you really want to rest, or you want to go to work?
Well,
and you got to play 20 minutes for it to actually count as a full day. Otherwise, we're going to charge you half a day of PTO.
And that's the other thing, Jason. All they have to play is 20 minutes a game for it to count as a game.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
That's it.
That's all. So you're telling me that Joel Embiid is not that's the risk that they're taking, 20 minutes? He could play 5 minutes a quarter.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And something's got to change. I just, it's unbelievable. And that's why I appreciated Chris Paul's comments. The other day we were talking about him, and they were talking about management, right? Because of the injuries that Paul has had. And he said, dude, if I'm healthy, I'm playing. And I appreciate that. But this is just ridiculous what Philadelphia's doing. I'm glad Charles Barkley's calling it out, and I hope others do as well.
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, will join us in about 15 minutes. The Aggies, one of the biggest games of the weekend, playing host to LSU. But, man, big game tonight in baseball. The World Series gets underway. If you're in L.A. and listening to us right now, you better head to the stadium now because traffic is going to suck. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, and it is the World Series time. You want a great place to go watch Game 1 of the World Series between the Yankees and the Dodgers? Head out to the Golf Club of Texas. It is a perfect place to go and watch the World Series tonight. It is a perfect place to go and watch all the college football tomorrow, and then Sunday, all the NFL action. Golf Club of Texas should be your football watching headquarters and World Series watching headquarters as well. They always have specials going on out there for all the games. And so it's a great place to go. The food is fantastic. The drinks are flowing. They've got TVs all over the place, whether you want inside the 10 Cup restaurant or you sit outside. They've got an outside bar there at the Golf Club of Texas as well. So perfect place. And let me give you a vet tip. If you are playing golf, make sure you do it early. Make your tee time for early. All you have to do is go to golfclubtexas.com. That's where the lowest rates are always available. Do that. Make your tee time for early, and then stick around and watch all the football action, whether it's college or NFL, on Saturday or Sunday. You're going to think you're walking into a private country club if you've never been to the Golf Club of Texas, but you're not. It is open to the public 7 days a week, and they offer some of the best course conditions in town with the friendliest staff. It is a great place to go, or you just go out there for dinner at the 10 Cup, best sit-down restaurant in that part of town, and it certainly will not break the bank to take your family out there. Golf Club of Texas is right there off Briggs Ranch Road, off Highway 90. Whether it's for dinner at the 10 Cup, around with your buddies, your next tournament, or football watching, any of the above, go check them out. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed? Talking about it in the stadium, the 325 sundial effect. It just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up. Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play, like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Jason Minnix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching games. I love playing the pick'em game where you choose higher or lower on player stats, especially this time of year with football. Obviously, basketball getting started. And right now, Underdog, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap. When you apply the boost to eligible entries, discounts where you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better chance at the win. Free picks, they're basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 on that stat for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick, and it's boost over from now until October 27th. You can boost your profit on all NBA entries by 20%. Underdog is literally giving you unlimited profit boost to make basketball picks. Download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of two road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, Alexa, do that. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, baseball season for me ended weeks ago, although it officially ends pretty soon. World Series tonight, Game 1. I can't even say I'm overly excited about this World Series, although I should be because it is a great matchup. And maybe I'm not because I know I've got high school football tonight. So, I mean, we'll probably have it on. John Robbins will on an iPad. But I just there's just something about these two teams that it's traditional, it's historic, it's all of that. It's probably going to be a great series, and I just don't give a damn.
Well, it's hard to because, you know, I don't like either one of them, Yankees or Dodgers. And I think most people that are around here in these parts, they're bandwagoners. If you're walking, I'm a Yankees fan. Yeah, I'm a Dodgers fan. Sure you are.
You know, if you're of a certain age, I would give you Dodgers because for so long, the San Antonio Missions and the Dodgers and the Dolly Dodgers over at VJ Keefe. I mean, if you know, I will give that.
All right.
But you know, Yankee fan, this part of town, you're a bandwagoner. I get that. Whether you're talking about my good friend Albert or the Wookiee or some of these others. I mean, I just, you know, but I don't know. I'm just not into baseball right now.
I'll watch it because I like the World Series. I like playoff baseball, so I'll watch it and see. And you got Ohtani and you got Judge, and so I mean, in that respect, there's some storylines there. But we'll see. I think the Dodgers will win this series. I just, from what I see and what I've seen. So I don't know. That's who I would pick if I had to, but I don't know. It might be interesting. We'll see.
I don't know. Generally, World Series, I could pick a team and root for them. I can't in this one.
I mean, for either one.
Give me 7 great games.
That's it.
Give me a game 7. Give me because I will. Just I know me. This weekend I've got football. I've got other things. But midweek next week, am I going to watch Tuesday, Wednesday? Small college football, or am I going to watch World Series? I'm going to watch World Series. I just want this to be a good series, but I have no rooting interest. I can't pick a team. I don't give a damn. But I find it comical that in Los Angeles, they're expecting traffic to be so bad that the LA Metro wants fans to take the train. The problem is the stop is a 1.2 mile walk from the train station to the stadium.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot. I think the Lakers play tonight, don't they?
No.
It's
not like their stadiums are right next to each other.
Not.
I mean, LA traffic, and I've been to Dodger Stadium a couple of times.
Yeah,
went to a couple of really good concerts there, and we went one year for training camp. At the end of camp, we went and saw the Dodgers and Astros play, and it was great because Verlander was pitching. It was great. The Astros won that game. It was incredible. But getting to that stadium is a little bit of a pain in the ass and a hike. And that train station, it's uphill both ways. And those LA types, they're not going to want to walk a mile.
Of course they're not. It's interesting, though. But, I mean, I think if you're in L.A., you're kind of used to bad traffic. And then just go early. Go find a nice watering hole and have a drink or two, and you'll be just fine.
Go early. That's a late arriving town.
Well, it is, but they might have to change or get there in the 5th inning,
which is
one
normal.
of the two.
Which is normal.
It is.
I mean, so it's 1:30 right now in Los Angeles. They need to leave now.
Yeah, because the game starts at 5:30 there, right? I believe, yes.
Yeah, leave now. Be in your seat, ready to go. Get one of those crappy Dodger dogs, which are very disappointing.
They are.
Dodger dogs.
I've been to Dodger Stadium a couple of times, and it was kind of cool doing that, though.
Sure.
Dodger Stadium.
Absolutely.
It's not bad.
But, I don't know. Go Astros.
Go Cards.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Go team. I'm just so not into this World Series.
Well, it's tough to be into it, especially if you've got a rooting interest. Otherwise, it's not there. And the Dodgers and the Yankees, I hate them both.
Yep.
So it's just it is tough. I won't pull for either one. It's just I hope for a good game.
Give me to a game 7.
Game 7. That's what we want. I don't even know if the Yankees or Dodgers can make that happen.
We'll see.
They'll screw it up for everybody.
We'll see.
Everybody.
Will the Aggies and LSU Tigers give us the game we expect? Let's talk about it. Coming up with the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, so many games to look back at. Are the Spurs at 500? Did the Cowboys even it up? And where are the Aggies? Texas and Vanderbilt, so much to get to. You better get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through December 31st, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But we don't expect that water is the reason parts of our concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. They'll restore your concrete and give you peace of mind. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for the power, performance, and reliability of a new Super Start battery. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on this Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
That's appropriate right about now, isn't it? Howdy, Ags.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah.
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Did he say it appropriate enough?
Howdy. You bet he did. You absolutely bet he did. Joe, I got your back. Joe, I will always have your back, my friend.
I never had a doubt about that, Andrew, ever. I think the biggest game in college football this weekend might be taking place right there in College Station.
Just might. It just might. Number 8, number 14, meeting, first place, SEC on the line? Yeah, I would say so. And I'm not sure anybody would have said that right before the season, that on October 26th, these two schools would be playing. And boy, frightening how similar the seasons have been for both, isn't it? LSU goes to Vegas, loses to USC. A little head-scratching looking back now. A&M drops the opener to Notre Dame. Both coaches say, look, everything's ahead of us. Both teams have absolutely improved week to week to put themselves in this position. LSU's playing as well as anyone. I thought that was an impressive win last week on the road at Arkansas. But I thought earlier in their season, I thought the road win at South Carolina and I thought the overtime win at Ole Miss were huge. For the Aggies, I thought the road win at Florida was big, and I thought the home win at Missouri was huge. There's just a lot of similarities between the way these two teams are built and the way they play and the way they win.
You know, Andrew, as you talk about that and the way they're built, and I think this is a game where if the Aggies are going to get this win, Mike Elko's defense has to play big. I think there are a lot of questions about LSU and their offense because Jaden Daniels is now with Washington and in the NFL. Nussmeier's playing great at the quarterback level and seemingly has gone from a mid-round pick to playing his way to a first-round kind of pick. In the way he's throwing the ball around, I think this is all going to come down to his play against that Aggie defense.
Yeah. Whoever wins, really boring, right? Whoever wins the line of scrimmage, right? But there's so many great matchups in that matchup. You know what I mean? Like you have that. No, and I thought really that was the difference in the second half. I thought the Aggies overwhelmed Mississippi State's offensive line in that second half. You get that pressure as well as the sacks, but the pressures knocking those passes down, that was the eye-opening parts, I thought, last week. No, the D-line has got to – and LSU, they've allowed 2 sacks all season long. 2. It came in one game. So they have kept Garrett Nussmeier upright for the other 6. It's been incredible. Now, what you have looked at, and again, 2 teams similar, not a lot of negative plays, right? So they're staying on schedule when they're driving down the field. But Nussmeier's been hurried 27 times. And that's the thing Mike Elko likes to say. You love getting sacks, right? But if you're going to have one or the other, you want pressure. You still want sacks, but can you get pressure all game? He said, I've had games where we've had 5 sacks, but that was the only pressure we had in 60, 65, 70 snaps. So that's what I think this D-line has been doing each week. And I'm with you. I think it's the calling card of this team. That defense, that defensive line sets up an awful lot. That front 4 helps the back 7. That is, I think, going to be part of the game within the game on Saturday. That's now tomorrow, right? I've been saying Saturday all week. It's tomorrow.
Well, I hope you're ready, Andrew. I mean, my goodness, you're thinking you got a couple more days to prepare for this matchup. It is tomorrow, my friend. Hey, I have to ride on what you said. I mean, these teams very similar. The way they've gotten here is very similar. But, I mean, honestly, this could be a defensive battle. When you look at LSU, the strength of their team is their defense. I mean, I could see a 10-6 final there at College Station.
Like old school SEC, right? Like
exactly.
Let's just bring let's bring R.C. Slocum back out, right, with the wrecking crew. Yeah, you really could. And for LSU, I mean, last year the defense was okay because they had Jaden Daniels, but they're giving up 10 fewer points per game now on defense. Look, the strength of LSU, and again, anytime linebackers are your strength, that means your defensive line is doing the job. This is an LSU team that lost probably their best athlete in Harold Perkins. But Whit Weeks has stepped up, leads this team. I believe it's 70 tackles for him. Greg Penn Jr. wears the coveted number 18 for LSU. He's the other linebacker. But I really think it's going to be on the ends as well for LSU. You've got Savion Jones, and he's got 4.5 sacks. On the other side, it's going to be Braden Swinson. He's got 7 sacks. One of them is going up against Trey Zune. One of them is going up against Demetrius Crownover. That's going to be their defensive line. They don't get a ton of interceptions, but boy, do they force fumbles. Ball security is job security. That's something that Trooper Taylor, who came with Mike Elko from Duke, says. I think that could also be another one of the keys. So it's Nick Scorton and Cassius Howell and Shamar Stewart on the edges for the Aggies. Will Campbell, the left tackle, is going to be a first-round draft pick. And Emory Jones was just on right tackle. He was just named the SEC's Offensive Lineman of the Week. Again, that's why I say those are the battles within the battles. And can that interior on that D-line for the Aggies, Shamar Turner, Albert Regis, keep having the success that they've had?
Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies, joining us here on the Blitz. And, of course, game tomorrow here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Pre-game show at 5:30, kickoff at 6:30, brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota. How much of a difference does it make there at Kyle Field for a game like this being a night game?
Oh, are you talking about tailgaters or are you talking about players?
Well, yeah, little of both. I have on good authority. My buddy Lumpy is already set up in lot H or F, whichever one is right there, and he's ready to go for tomorrow, right? So, I mean, but all day everybody's going to be all liquored up and ready to go.
Yeah, there's just something I think that's spectacular about running out of that tunnel at 6:30 with the pyrotechnics. Look, there's going to be a blackout tomorrow at Kyle Field. The Aggies are wearing their black uniforms. They will debut tomorrow. It's got the Aggie script on the helmet. That's the electric part. But let's be honest. After 5 minutes, then it comes down to that emotion is going to carry you in the beginning. 12th man's going to be rocking. We know that. It's swaying. God bless. We trust the engineers here at A&M that it doesn't sway too far, right? But that emotion takes you only so far, right? And then you have to revert to how you got to be 6-1, right? But no, the atmosphere is electric. See, we talked about this with Missouri, right? For when Brady Cook said what he said. It would be one thing if Brady Cook played in Death Valley like Garrett Nussmeier does 7 times. You know what I mean? Where he's playing at Missouri, and it's a different atmosphere. Does it affect teams? Yeah, when Alabama is coming here, you've seen the false starts because it does get loud, and it's the communication. I think it helps a team like LSU because they play in the same kind of atmosphere for most. But no, when it comes to the electricity in there, when it comes to if there's no more ticket pull, the freshmen are going to have to be standing room only from here on out. We're going to threaten a brand new record at Kyle Field. Yeah, that kind of electricity, I think the players feel that, feed off that. And you guys know, third down is a different down when the Aggie defense is on the field. There's just that buzz. There's that, as I said, the electricity. They feed off that, but it still comes down to you better tackle Kyron Lacey. You better cover Mason Taylor. You know what I mean? You better get to Garrett Nussmeier. That's what matters. But when it comes to atmospheres, I've told you guys before, I think it's a bucket list type place. Saturday night Kyle Field is one of the special places in all of college football.
I don't think there's any place better, at least that I've been to. The atmosphere at Kyle Field is electric, no matter who's playing against the Aggies. That's for sure. Andrew, I've got to ask you though, what's been the buzz around there? Because when I look at LSU and A&M, and I go back to the game, I don't know how many years ago it was, with a 6 overtime game that was just incredible to watch. But I really think that this game has developed into a rivalry game. And it's not an A&M Texas, obviously. It's nothing like that. But I think it's getting to that point where you see that on the schedule with A&M and LSU, and you see that, these two teams really they don't like each other too much. It's turned into a rivalry. Do you see that on campus?
Yeah, I do. Like, it's funny because, look, we share the Sabine River, right? And the recruiting goes back and forth. LSU's always gone into Houston, and the Aggies always try to protect Houston to get the players, as well as Dallas. You have all of that, and you have other schools coming in to these states as well. And when the Aggies moved to the SEC, what was going to be the game during Thanksgiving week? Well, let's do it with LSU. Guys, my partner's Dave Elmendorf. He remembers when he played that the Aggies would open up with LSU because Tiger Stadium was bigger than Kyle Field at the time, and that was the money game for Texas A&M. Oh, look how much it's changed, right? Like, they weren't rivals, but they still played. There's still that history. In the SEC, if you remember leading up to 2018 in that 7 OT game, Aggies didn't win. So LSU's like, this isn't a rivalry. Well, then since 2018, you have 7 OTs and 74-72. The next year, It's LSU's phenomenal 2019 season, 50-7. And I mean, it was all LSU in that one. And then when you got into the COVID, like every home team has won since 2018. It's really been something. The Aggies twice had a chance to win over at Tiger Stadium, but LSU's never, except for 2018, the Aggies crushed Max Johnson and the time when he was the quarterback for LSU. And then a couple of years ago, the Aggies dominated against LSU. And it's funny. I think when you do that, when you start trading wins, when you go into Baton Rouge, and it's the women and the children lifting that middle finger when your bus is coming in, shows you if that doesn't tell you how much of a rivalry it becomes, that's usually what it is.
Well, you notice he didn't say ladies. He said women, because a lady isn't going to do that. The great Andrew Monaco joining us here on the Blitz. So you're telling me the home team's going to win, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Let me do that. Yeah.
Well, you know what I find so interesting about this matchup is this is one of those, like, wherever you go and you see the picks that are made, like on USA Today right now, it's split 3-3 A&M LSU, and you see that on all the different websites. You can make a case for either team. Yep. You love a matchup like this because, technically LSU is ranked higher than A&M. A&M's at home. They're favored by 2.5. It truly is a pick 'em. Which team is going to come out and play better? Which one is going to come out and handle the adversity?
I really think what Mike Elko said during the bye week about, now here comes the second half, and really the middle third or the middle portion, these 3 games before the next open week or bye week, and then the final 3 games. But when he stressed that the 6 inches in front of your face is what's going to matter, I think it was a way to tell the team that you can look ahead to this game and skip Mississippi State. You can look ahead to, man, we got to go to South Carolina. Gosh, we still have to go to Auburn. And, oh, yeah, there's that game on November 30th we have to play. None of that matters until this Saturday in the first snap, right? And I think that was his way of saying that. But, again, you're right. It is so similar. So Mike has said the reason why we've got to focus for 60 minutes, and it's hard. Look, all of us know that in 3.5 hours you don't always keep your focus. But what's going to be the one play that's in a pick-em game? What's the one play that's the difference? Will it be a turnover? Will it be a pass that Will Lee knocks down instead of being a completion? Will it be converting a 3rd down or a 4th down? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the whole thing. And that's what I think he's teaching, and this team is learning and improving week to week. Can you have that focus? They've been pretty good when it comes to opening drives in the half and in the second half, scoring on 5 consecutive drives. And then there's that little bit of a lull. That lull went away in the win against Missouri. He was real pleased by that. Last week, they had a chance to put that game away, and which is, you love to do that if you could do it on the road. Then there's a pick. Then Mississippi State scores. It's a 1-score game again. But I also like they faced a little bit of adversity, and they've come through. Just like LSU faced adversity at South Carolina. They're down 23-16 to Ole Miss. They come back. They win in overtime. That's why I say it's really, really similar between these two. So what's the one play that you can make that can be the difference in this game? And in 150 snaps, right, for the most part in a game, one of those snaps may decide this one tomorrow night.
No doubt. All right, Andrew, you got to be honest with me because this is a serious question, and I'm going to get to it. Look, you're obviously the voice of the Aggies, and you're a fan of this Aggie football team. You spend all your time with those players, with Mike Elko and the coaching staff, so you're a fan of the team. When you get into the booth tomorrow night, and you see the stadium rocking, you see the atmosphere, the electricity, how excited are you, and how do you rein that in to start the broadcast?
It's a less is more thing, Joe. I think I've kind of learned that. I think in the past I would want to tell you everything that I know about what's going on, but you sit back and you kind of let it wash in. I think that's the beauty as well. Like even on radio, like on TV, you can let the pictures tell all that story. You can be quiet. I think you can do the same thing on radio. And believe me, that there are times like this is one of those moments where I stop and you kind of like soak it all in and you say, oh my gosh, how fortunate is it to be in this position? Like you enjoy it. We've talked about this before. I love game night, right? I love campuses. I love stadiums. I love arenas. And when that doesn't excite me any longer, I'm getting out. I'm done. That's when I know that I'm going to be finished. But you get so caught up and you're going, wow, I get to be a part of this, which is great. And now I have to share it with everyone else. But it can't be too much. It still comes down to what's going to happen on the field. And then do I get washed by what's going to be there tomorrow night? Absolutely. And I enjoy the heck of it. But to me, it's almost step back. Let the moment be the moment. I'm not the moment, if that makes sense. The moment, the players, those student athletes, they're the moment. And I'm fortunate enough to tell their story. I'm not the story. I hope that makes sense to you. I get to be their storyteller, and I'm pleased to be able with these players, with these coaches, to be able to be a part of their story.
Awesome. Storyteller. That's exactly what you are, and you do a great job of it. Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies. Enjoy that game tomorrow that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Andrew Monaco and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. Kind of a weird weekend with UTSA on the road. I know UIW, they've got a big game on the road against Southeast Louisiana. There's no local game to go to.
There's not, but I tell you what, that game's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow night, A&M and LSU. I know. It is a rivalry game, and and I've got a bunch of people in my family. My daughter is married to an Aggie, whose brother's an Aggie's father's an Aggie, and they're all the way through, and so they're going to be pumped for this game, and
well, all of them are. Even my good friend John Robbins, who we got to take his Aggie card for wearing Georgia gear last week.
I thought he's a Bulldog.
Well, he's a Bulldog now. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know a true Aggie would wear another team's logo, especially another SEC team logo, into another stadium. I got a wedding tomorrow, although it's at 4:30. Okay. So I imagine all the stuff will be over.
Yeah.
By the time that game kicks off at 6:30.
You better hope so.
Well, I know I'm going to be checking scores. I know I'll probably be watching the game. And I was told, will I get in trouble? Probably. Is it expected? Yes.
Well, of course it's expected, and your wife certainly knows that. Now, your daughter and her friends, will they? I don't know.
She doesn't.
It doesn't matter. You got to watch, and I don't care. I got in trouble at the wedding I went to and saw Alabama get beat. I think that was the Vanderbilt game.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You ask for forgiveness later. That's what happens.
Well, you schedule a football season wedding, people are going to be watching their phones.
Absolutely.
It's understandable.
It's the way it is. Well, if you need any score updates or anything, let me know. I'll be watching.
Well, I would find somebody a little bit more reliable than you.
I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Now at 6:30, I don't know what condition I'll be in, but I'll be watching.
I have a pretty good idea that your condition wouldn't be one where you would type a coherent score. There would be typos.
There's a possibility I could be a little buzzed by that time.
Oh yeah, 6:30.
Yeah. It's Saturday.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We'll be trashed by lunch.
May not wait that long. Who knows?
Mimosas for breakfast and start the day.
Get drunk, take a nap, do it again.
Exactly.
There you go.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let me talk to you about Stevens Roofing. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. Local company, family-owned company, and they are just the best in the business. I don't think there's any question about it. And you know how important a reliable roofer is because your roof covers your home and your family. You need a roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. And they can do it all. Everything you can imagine. You got a commercial building that needs a roof, Stevens Roofing can do that. You want a metal roof on your home, Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free when you give them a call at 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and just about everybody else on the planet, everybody wants to save a little bit of money. So if you've been thinking about going solar, Stevens Roofing has you covered there as well. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. That's certainly important these days. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about you, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true, like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hey, Total Wine & More has all your Halloween favorites at the totally lowest prices.
Economical.
Find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Miami Dolphins got some good news today. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been cleared. He will start for the Fins on Sunday when they play host to the Arizona Cardinals. Baltimore Ravens inside linebacker Roquan Smith has been fined by the NFL. Today, the NFL decided to use a hip drop tackle on Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver Chris Godwin on Monday night. And the World Series underway. Yankees Dodgers. You can hear it on ESPN 1250.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix on this Football Friday. Glad to be alive. Glad to be back at work.
Yeah. Well, you don't look alive, but it's happy to have you back here.
What does that mean?
Well, you look a little peaked.
What does that mean?
You look a little peaked, Minnix.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, not good, okay?
Thanks.
Yeah. That's all right. It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. I know the listeners and viewers are happy to have you back for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, because they understand. Trust me, they understand. I'm glad to be back, too. The last 2 days have been hell.
Yeah, no, it's good to have you back.
There's nothing worse than being sick. And,
sucks.
You know, you just deal with it.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, what are we, halfway through the show?
We are.
Voice is still holding up?
Still holding up. You got a long way to go.
I do have a long way to go.
Yeah.
We got a game tonight.
Yep.
Hopefully a good one at that.
All right, Joel Embiid, rub some dirt on it.
What do you mean? I'm here, am I not?
You are.
I could have taken another day.
You could have. You could have. You're not going to miss a football game.
No. Well,
you'd have some cheese ball like me doing it, or Rob Thompson or somebody like that.
Rob called me earlier and it's like, "You alive?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, if you need me to do the game, it won't be any good, but we'll have some fun.
That would be fun. See, Rob and I should probably do a game just one night, just for the hell of it.
You should.
We'd have a lot of fun.
You want to do tonight's game?
No.
Oh.
And, you know, and getting a hold of Rob at this time of day is virtually impossible.
He did tell me, it's like, well, if I know you know, it's I don't know, he called it like 10:30. It's like, you feel good now, but if you don't, you might have to call a bunch of times because I'll be mid-nap.
And it was my fault, and I know better, but I text Rob about, I don't know, noon yesterday, 12:30, something like that, and say, "Hey, Rob, can you come on, do a Spurs segment? We'll talk Spurs for a segment." Never heard from him. Never. And about 5 o'clock, I just saw this.
Yeah.
So Rob goes home and crashes, man.
I call BS on that from Rob.
No, yeah?
Well, I know Rob well enough. And he will leave his phone somewhere in his car. Who knows? But he gets text messages on his watch.
Yeah. Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he always has his watch. So when he says he didn't get a text message, we might not have seen it on his phone. That's not a lie. But he got that message on his watch. But when that dude goes and takes his nap,
and forget about it.
Forget about it. There's no different than if I'm taking a nap. Forget about it.
Sure. I mean, anybody taking a nap. And look, I don't blame Rob for taking a nap. And those dudes, you know, get up at the crack of dawn. Not even that, in the middle of the night, for goodness sake. So I have no hard feelings at all. He came on. We talked a little Spurs yesterday because, you know, Rob's the basketball guy around here.
Absolutely, he is. Yeah, Josh Jimenez says, game to call and a Frito pie to eat. You know, here's the thing. I might not do Frito pie tonight.
What?
I've been to Hero Stadium before, so where's Frito pie in the city?
Okay.
And I don't want to be too gross, but some of the stuff I've been dealing with, I don't know if I need a Frito pie in that mix.
Yeah, that may not be a good idea today. Well, you got to make John Robbins have one then. Yeah, it's a tradition. Somebody's got to have a Frito pie.
I'll probably get a Frito pie.
Yeah,
I'll probably get a Frito pie.
It might clear you out.
Like I said, you know, the last couple of days, man,
Well, I didn't think that was your issue.
Well, not really, not too bad, but
it's not a digestive issue, is it?
No, I've just had I've just had a head cold, but you know, sometimes you take a lot of medicine and Yeah, I haven't had the runs or anything like that, but geez.
Well, I needed to know that. Thanks, Minnix.
I mean, it's not like one of those sicknesses where you come back and go, well, that was a great way to lose 5 pounds.
Woo! Yeah, that's
not what I've been dealing with.
No.
Just all stuffy.
When you couldn't talk for a couple of days, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, gets in your throat, and there you go.
Well,
yeah.
Happy you're back. You got to have a Frito pie, dude. You got to take one for the team.
But I know it's going to be bad.
Well, what if they changed it?
What were they going to change?
Well, they might have changed it. Who's the home team tonight? Churchill? Roosevelt?
Well, Churchill's not playing in this game, sir.
Clark.
There you go. And they're part of Northside.
I know, but they're actually in the Northeast
But
district.
this isn't their home stadium.
Yeah, but they should still be a home team at some point in time.
Why?
Because they're in the district.
What?
They compete in the Northeast district.
They do, but they have their own home stadium.
I get that.
This would be a visiting stadium for them.
Oh, okay. So, well, see, that's not fair.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
So
it's not fair?
If Roosevelt had to go over to say Ferris,
yes,
okay,
then Clark would be the home team.
All right,
but here Roosevelt's the home team.
Well, it shouldn't be that way.
What do you mean it shouldn't be that way?
It shouldn't be that way. If they're in the Northeast Side district,
they're in the football district.
Yes.
They're not in the school district.
I know, but during the football season they are, so they ought to share. Because the poor Clark people had to sit in the sun tonight.
You realize the sun's going to go down before the game's over.
Well, before the game's over, yes, I know that.
You think I'm an idiot?
Exactly, Minnix.
I mean, you sound like one.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, do you think when, I don't know, Clemens plays Judson at Rutledge, they should be the home team because they're in the same area? Steele?
Apples and oranges.
What
they're
do you
in
mean?
the same district.
They are in the same district. Right?
Clemens and Judson, are they?
No, well, let's use Steele and Judson.
Okay.
'Cause I think they are in the same district.
But maybe. You don't know this? I have to concede. I guess you're right. I guess they play at Ferris if Clark is a home team.
When Clark is the home team, they play at Ferris.
Okay.
Which they,
Fair enough.
I mean, let me
that's like traveling a long way if you're. I mean, between Ferris and Heroes.
See, like Clark played Lee. That game was at Ferris. Madison, Ferris or Gus. Brandeis last week was Ferris or Gus.
Okay. Because
that's Northside.
Gotcha.
That's their home stadium.
Okay.
Here, this is NEISD.
So I guess Roosevelt's the home team. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we've come to the conclusion?
God, I hope so.
Okay. All right.
Since we're at Hero Stadium, part of the NEISD.
Isn't it Roosevelt's responsibility to make the Frito pie?
Sure.
So maybe they make. Have you had a Roosevelt Frito pie?
I have not.
Oh, there you go.
But I've been here consistently, and the 2 times I've been here before, it's consistently the worst Frito pie in the city.
I don't understand what makes it bad. Bad chili?
Here it's the way the whole thing is constructed, and it makes no sense. We talked about this with the athletic director, Kelly Parker. Right? They order at Comalander and Heroes from the same vendor. It should all be the same. But here they go light on chili. It's way too runny and not. I don't know what the hell they do with it.
Speaking of the run,
they don't do a great job with their Frito pie here at Hero Stadium. I hate to say that because I don't want to put anybody down, but it's not good.
You filed a complaint. Maybe they've taken you up on it.
Well, I mean, I double checked the last time we were here a couple weeks ago. I asked Coach Grayhouse, did we figure out what's going on with the Frito pie? And he's like, no.
Wow.
It didn't go beyond our lunch conversation when I ran into him at the sandwich shop on Broadway.
All right.
So I don't know. I mean, you're right. It's tradition. I should. But see, like next week, we're going to be at Southwest for Southwest and Jay. I saw David Hinojosa from the Express News talk about how they've got a great concession stand over there. Bring your appetite for that game. Going to be 2 unbeaten teams going at it next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just want to know, how is their Frito pie?
Well, exactly. They got to have a good Frito pie at Southwest, I would think.
You would think.
You would think so.
But they have all kinds of other stuff.
Sure.
So next week's going to be good eating.
They have crispy dogs over there?
I don't know. We'll find out next week.
Okay, I can't wait, because I'd go for that.
A crispy dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
have you ever had a good crispy dog? Hey,
a good one?
Seymour Wiener. Wrapped in a corn tortilla. I'll have to make you one.
You've been telling me you're going to make one for 3 years.
Well,
same here.
Who was that?
I mean, I have I had crispy dogs before? Yes.
You have.
Have I had good ones? That's debatable.
Well, you have.
Have I had Joe's? No.
Well, that's what I mean. Because you haven't had a good one.
Well, because you talk a big game, kind of like this week. You told Pledge, hey, man, don't worry about lunch on Monday. I'm going to bring you ribs. And you failed to show up with ribs.
Well, I can't help that my son-in-law ate about 20 of those.
I mean, you could have slid some aside for Pledge. Like, hey, eat 15 of those. 5 of those go to Pledge.
Next time, Pledge.
Yeah, it's always next time.
I brought him ribs the last time,
but not this time.
Not this time.
But that was a surprise.
And
this
these
one,
were damn good,
this one,
by the way.
you said plan ahead.
Yeah,
I'm bringing you leftovers on Monday,
and they were party ribs.
I took care of Pledge on Wednesday.
Did you?
I did.
He did the chopped beef thing.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah. Because you knew I was out.
Well, I knew you were out. Yeah.
Needed extra attention from Pledge.
Not really, but I want the young man fed.
Yeah.
Need
him focused.
Well, I don't know if he's focused even after being fed, but he's got a full stomach.
Does he?
Well, I don't know.
It's never full. That poor kid can eat. Do they have gizzards?
Gizzard.
It's a great question.
That is a great.
I see dead people wants to know if they have gizzards. Casey says, I don't know if I'd eat Joe's crispy dog.
Casey, don't knock it till you try it, buddy. I'm telling you, it's quite the crispy dog. I'll have to make you one. I got a little secret recipe.
Well, what's your secret recipe?
I can't. Well, it's a secret. I can't tell you.
What's your secret recipe?
I can't tell you that.
Why?
Well, I got it from the Alice Country Club.
The Alice Country Club.
That's where that was my first taste of a true crispy dog.
Okay.
So I'm not going to share the recipe here. Everybody would want to make it.
Well, that's the point. That's what we do here on the radio.
Well, I have a secret ingredient that I won't share, but I'll tell you, it's very simple. You take a wiener, you cut it down the middle.
We all wish we could see more wiener.
Exactly. Cut it down the middle. You put some cheese inside there.
Yeah.
Wrap it in a corn tortilla. Stick a couple of toothpicks in there and into the deep fryer for, I don't know, about a minute.
A minute?
About a minute.
Okay.
Well, just till it's golden brown.
Yeah. And the good grease.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the secret ingredient?
You can't do this in one of those
air fryers.
Yeah,
the air fryers, crispy dogs. It's not near as good.
You can't have that.
No.
I tell people when I used to cook them for the folks at Ken's 5, and I used to do that. I said, if you're on a health food diet, this ain't for you.
Well, all those people at Ken's 5 are eating your crispy dogs.
They did.
Yes.
They loved them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even Deborah Knapp.
No.
Deborah
Knapp is not eating your crispy dog.
She ate a crispy dog.
A whole one? Or she
yes.
tried it because she's polite?
No, she ate the whole thing.
I know Deborah Knapp.
Dude, call her and ask her. I'll tell you. She'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
My crispy dogs are legendary.
So you'll make them for Ken's 5, but not for us?
Well, I'm going to do that, Pledge. I don't happen to have a
Did Sharon Coe eat one of your crispy dogs?
I believe she did.
You believe she did?
I think she did. I'm trying to think back. But yeah, Sharon, we're friends.
Oh, yeah, no. Sharon's good people.
Yeah, she is.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Sharon Coe.
The only one I can imagine over there that would eat your crispy dog is Vin Dog.
He did.
Yeah.
Bill Taylor would eat them.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody did. They loved them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Did Marvin Hurst eat one?
I don't know if Marvin was ever around because we used to have a segment that we do on the 10 o'clock of like Super Bowl foods. And so that mine was a crispy dog, which you'd have to make a hell of a lot of them. And I'm not really sure that would be a good Super Bowl snack, but because you need to eat them hot.
Yeah,
You can't just have them sitting out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're greasy as hell.
So what's that secret ingredient?
Well, I can't tell you that.
You don't even know what it is, do you?
Oh, no, I do know what it is.
Well, what is it?
I'm not telling you.
Why?
Because it's a secret. Do you know the term of a secret?
Not when it comes to
holy cow,
crispy dogs.
It's a secret ingredient. All right, I'm going to have to get a little deep fryer. I don't have a deep fryer at the moment. I don't think.
So, but use your air fryer.
No, I don't use it for that.
Well, you could.
Well, I could, but they taste like...
That'd be a soft, crispy dog.
Well, they taste bad.
Well, it doesn't taste bad. It's just not as good.
Same thing.
Not really.
Tastes bad.
No.
You got to have grease. You got to have hot liquid grease.
Okay.
It has to be.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
All these people want to try Joe's Crispy Dog.
Well, where are all these people going to try them? I'd love to serve the entire Blitz community listening in the car or on YouTube or wherever they're doing.
I mean,
but
they could make their own.
Well, I just told them how to make their own, and they can figure out what other secret ingredient it is.
Well, it's got to be some sort of hot sauce.
No,
Mustard,
baby.
Mustard?
Mustard. The whole way, yeah.
Before you fry it, or
no, afterwards.
Well, sure.
You dip it in mustard, and
well, you could take those hot dogs and put some seasoning on it. Some good meat church.
Well, that might be it.
Yeah,
it's a seasoning.
A little fajita seasoning.
No.
Play the donkey sound effect, would you, Pledge?
Yeah.
There you go. It is the Blitz. Let's talk some Cowboys coming up here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week. Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
House of Cards and Collectibles is having a huge 10th anniversary sale this Saturday. Thousands of unsorted sports cards will be on sale along with discounted card supplies. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, and Lorcana will also be sale priced. Bring the kids for the costume contest, take pictures with Pikachu, and free door prizes every hour. Remember, this Saturday, doors open at 12 noon. House of Cards and Collectibles at 2105 Vance Jackson. See you there.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Football is back, and what better way to celebrate than winning some cash with Sleeper Picks? Sleeper Picks is a fantasy game, but you could win real money. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If your picks are right, you win. You could pick up to 8 players to win up to 100 times your money. And Sleeper has a couple huge offers to kickstart the football season. For new users, Sleeper will match your first deposit with up to $100 credit to your account. If you've already played, Sleeper's got discounted player projections for you every week of the season. So download the Sleeper app now and use promo code BLOCK, and your first deposit will be doubled with a credit up to $100. What are you waiting for? Download Sleeper today and use code BLOCK for a credit up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's code BLOCK. Must be 18 years in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code and other restrictions apply. Visit sleeper.com. Please wager responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
The Halloween parties at the Roo Pub have become legendary. Plan now for the biggest and best Halloween party in San Antonio this Friday. Kick off the party weekend at the 11th annual Halloween party with DJs inside the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. No cover charge and a $1,000 costume contest at midnight. This is the Halloween party you don't want to miss this Friday night, the Halloween party of the year. We'll see you at the Roo and wear a costume.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. It's a matchup between two undefeated conference opponents as the Aggies take on the LSU Tigers. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210. You could tweet at me at Jason Minnix, the station at SA Sports Star. Make sure you're following all on Twitter or X, and same handles for Instagram as well. Make sure you're following there as well. Now on Twitter, Wesley Perkins tweets at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minnix. I never get to taste the Frito pies at Heroes or Comalander. Being the head band director at Madison, I'll live through your experience vicariously.
Well, being a band director, do you not have time to grab a Frito pie?
Apparently not. He says, because I wrote him that. It said, dude, you're here for hours. You can't get 5 minutes? He responds, no, plus kids don't get concessions, so I want to be fair.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, make the kids get I don't know why they don't get concessions.
Well, I would sneak off and just say going to the men's room.
Well,
sneak off, grab a Frito pie, go around the corner.
He's trying to set a great example.
Well, that's a great example. Nobody sees him. He goes, well, I didn't have a Frito pie. You just wipe the chili off your chin.
Well, and they don't let the band kids go get concessions?
Well, I guess not.
They have to pack their own lunch.
Well, you have kids running around all over the place.
Not the band.
Well,
I mean, they're all there playing instruments. You know, I mean,
maybe that's why they can't have concessions. They need their hands free. They're eating a Frito pie or a hot dog while you're trying to play.
I'm just saying, if one guy is having a Frito pie and the song comes on, you know, there's 8 other tuba players, you'd be okay. You know, somebody else could play the trumpet for that one song.
It's not the way it works.
I mean, it's somebody. I mean, at some point, you're going to have an opportunity to be able to eat a Frito pie.
Well, I would just say, I mean, if you've got 8 tuba players and you only have 7, somebody's going to tell the difference.
Well, who?
Well, everybody.
Who?
There's only 7 tubas playing.
Only 7.
That's it.
I mean, as long as there's more than one, I can tell. But if there's not, I know, like, if you're listening and you hear it through the crowd mic, somebody driving around 410, oh, man, there must be a trumpet guy eating a Frito pie right now because they're missing one.
That's exactly right.
Yeah?
Somebody would know.
Well, I mean, what if you have to go to the bathroom?
You've got a band uniform on. Stop. No, who's going to know? They can do that. They can't do it at halftime. They're working at halftime.
Well, that's it.
Wow. I don't know.
Pregame, halftime. But if you're the band director, you should be able to go get a Frito pie.
But I totally agree.
Well,
with
and
that.
I think about all these band competitions where, like got a friend whose kid's in the band, and they go somewhere and the band plays 10 minutes or whatever. Then you sit around for hours to see if you get to play again, and you get to enjoy a lot of the concession stands at that point.
Dude, obviously the man's following the rules that were put down on him. He can't have a Frito pie.
My guess is, Mr. Perkins just doesn't want a Frito pie.
Well, then you want him to get fired?
He's not going to get fired over a Frito pie.
He's going to get fired.
No,
if he's been told he can't have a Frito pie.
No, he didn't say he's been told. He said the kids can't have one, so he doesn't feel like he should.
Wasn't that nice of him?
Well, I mean,
what is he going to do? Stand in front of them eating a Frito pie?
Well, they all pack their
kids
lunch.
Are hungry. Come on, Minnix. The guy's doing a great job.
He is.
I admire him.
Absolutely.
Stop trying to get him in trouble.
I'm not getting him in trouble. So everybody's trying to get you in trouble. They want you to go sell crispy dogs out of the Roop Hub.
No, nobody's saying about selling anything. Are they?
Well,
I mean, that's a possibility.
Gilberto starts this idea. Joe can make them and give them out at the Roop Hub,
exactly.
along with Pledger's extra innings Roop Hub gear.
Does Pledge have Roop Hub gear?
No, not that I'm aware of. Although the Roop Hub, they're going to come out with their own version of the crispy dog. See, now that's something that we could talk to the people at the Roop Hub about.
Yeah, absolutely. We know people over there.
We know people. We could get Reinagel's crispy dog on the menu.
I think we should.
If it sells, then they'll keep it on there.
They got hot dogs that they sell there.
Absolutely.
They just, it doesn't take long.
Well, and here's the thing, because if you want a good hot dog, and they've got a variety of things, but, the Angry Elephant has the best hot dogs.
Absolutely.
And you can order from the Angry Elephant at the Roop Hub.
Sure.
So ask your server, can I get the Angry Elephant menu?
Right.
And they will do that. Maybe we could talk to them and see if they can put the crispy dog on the menu.
Well,
but you would have to give up your secret recipe.
Well,
or
I would.
Or knowing them, they'll just figure out a better way to do it.
I think that, there's not a better way to do it.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. They've got a deep fryer at the Roop Hub.
Oh, they do.
Several. They make French fries and such.
Well, the great wings.
Yeah.
The fried
wings,
shrimp.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Have one dedicated for a corn tortilla wrapped around a wiener.
Dedicated to a corn tortilla wrapped around a wiener.
Absolutely.
Does the fryer have to be dedicated to that?
Well, it doesn't have to be, but you might be able to taste the corn tortilla on your French fries if you don't.
What if you want it with the flour tortilla?
Well, no.
What do you mean, no?
You can't do it with. Do flour tortillas fry?
Well, why not?
I don't know.
Have you ever had a gas station burrito? Yes, sir, they do.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Well, I don't want to have to be going to the bathroom 20 minutes later.
Dude, are you kidding? Like the Stripes on the way into Port Aransas, they have the best gas station burritos.
I'd rather not. I'm just saying. And there's probably nothing wrong with them.
No, they're
great. You have
to
get them out of the cooler and take them up.
No, they're already made.
They're already made. Dude,
those are great.
Driving to Corpus on 37.
Yeah.
About halfway.
Uh-huh.
There's a convenience store on the right. Best chicken strips I've ever had.
At the Loves?
It's not a Loves. I don't know what it's called.
Well, you know how many convenience stores are on the right?
It's not.
It depends on which exit. I mean, because you go to the one where there's like a McDonald's and a Subway and a Burger King, and then across the way is the Stripes.
I'll have to find out. It's not a Stripes. It's nothing that you've. I don't remember that, but it's like you walk in and they've got a little
great
counter.
Story, Joe.
They got a little counter, a little area. Best chicken strips ever.
Really?
Somebody knows where that is. It's listening right now. That you guys have been in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a gas station with a counter.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big convenience store that has gas pumps outside.
It ain't a Buc-ee's.
It's not a Buc-ee's or a Love's or anything like that. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
But driving from San Antonio
to coming back.
I mean, you said the left side of the highway.
Right side of the
right side of the highway.
If you're driving to Corpus.
Yeah, the right side.
Right. So if you're on the left side if you're coming back.
Brilliant.
Yes. It's about halfway.
About halfway.
About halfway.
So down yonder past the Loves? Or before
where
the
hell's the Loves? I don't even know where the hell the Loves is. On I-10?
It's 37.
That's where it is.
If you're taking I-10 to the coast, man, you're not getting there.
Depends on what coast.
Port Aransas, sir.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
Me too.
Because they got damn good chicken strips in there.
Uh-huh.
They're awesome.
People are asking if it's the one with the alligator sign.
I don't know if there's I think it might be, as a matter of fact.
It's got to be, because you're a little closer to Three Rivers, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're down there.
Yeah.
So maybe a little more than halfway.
Maybe a little more than halfway.
Yeah, because, a little more than halfway, I would say.
Because there's that barbecue spot on the right-hand side.
It's not the barbecue spot.
Which isn't very good, by the way.
I've never tried that.
Yeah, it's don't. Stick with the gas station burritos at Stripes.
I think it might be the alligator store.
Because the alligator store, if you're technically going to go to Rockport, you can cut across there on that exit.
Okay.
And get into Rockport a little bit easier.
It may be the alligator store, come to think of it.
Uh-huh.
All right. See, I knew somebody would know where that is.
Well, because you certainly don't know.
Well, I know where it is if I'm driving, and I can pull off because I don't know the name of it. I know how to get there. There's somebody give you, they want directions to a place, and I'm like, I don't know, give you directions, but I know how to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you. You go up here and turn left on Johnson Street and then turn right on Jones Avenue, and I don't do that. I know how to get there.
I think he's a bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you. Absolutely.
Will Delvin Cook play this week? Signs are pointing to yes. Let's get into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, so many games to look back at. Are the Spurs at 500? Did the Cowboys even it up? And where are the Aggies? Texas and Vanderbilt? So much to get to. You better get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
Joe Reinagel here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If
you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOVE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out, from small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders. I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The $50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. What are you laughing at?
Just crazy comments.
Oh, what did they say?
I need to use GPS and Google's available to me and all kinds of stuff on there. They're having fun on the YouTube page.
You too can go read the comments of people calling Joe old on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube
I don't
channel.
think anybody said that. I'm just saying. I'm not sure anybody.
I think all of those comments are basically calling you old.
Heavily insinuating.
Well, I mean, it's actually true, which is fine, but I know how to get there. I don't need GPS. I don't need anything else. I know how to get there. Right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Don't hurt Joe's feelings by calling him old on YouTube.
My feelings are not hurt.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You look like your feelings are hurt.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Uh-huh.
Everything's good.
All right.
I'll know where to find those chicken strips the next time I go to Corpus. And
are you sure?
I know exactly where to go.
I think it's about 2 weeks, right?
Till I go to Corpus?
Yeah. Are you not going?
Oh.
Hey, actually, it's next week. Next week's November, right?
Wow.
It's next week.
Sure is. Next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's November.
Yeah.
Holy
next weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you book your room? No. Got invited to a party. You thought, well, that's in November. I'll take care of it and win.
And that sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
It really doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't. You get the invite.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were going.
Yeah.
And then you book a room and you put it on your calendar so it doesn't sneak up on you.
Maybe Maggie did.
Maybe Maggie did.
I'll have to ask her. She's supposed to take care of stuff like that.
Oh, she is.
Well, of course.
Oh, here we go.
Right?
Right.
Of course she is.
Is she okay? You're gonna get in trouble.
We'll see.
Uh-huh. It's gonna be a great time next week.
I know it will be.
Especially if the weather continues like this, which is great.
I'll have to check my app to see. Never lies to me.
Dude, you're the weather guy. Why do you need to check an app? I thought you just know this
right
stuff.
Now I can tell you there's beautiful blue skies over Hero Stadium.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah? How can you tell?
And the wind is coming out of the that would be the
It's coming from over yonder. Over yonder.
I'm trying to figure it out because that's got to be north that way.
You're an idiot.
And so it's blowing out of the west or east. One of those. It's either the east or the west because it's one of those two.
We have a directional wind from down yonder.
Yes.
Yeah.
The flags are blowing. Not
really.
Not real hard.
That would be a light breeze, if anything.
Well, they're blowing.
No, not really.
Because all football stadiums are east to west.
Not all.
East and west.
Ask Jerry Jones. He didn't build his east to west. That's why they need to put up curtains.
Well, of course he did, because the sun sets in the west and it comes through the window.
It should be north-south. If they would have built the thing right, if they would have turned it, you wouldn't have that problem.
Well, nobody does this. What I'm telling you, football fields are east and west. It's just everybody knows that.
Uh-huh.
Except for you, obviously. I'm telling you, east to west, every one of them.
Except Jerry's.
No, Jerry's is east to west.
Okay.
Because the sun sets in the west, right? So it comes through the window and shines on the field. East to west or west to east, whatever you want to say, whatever your preference is.
If you look at the shadows there coming up the side.
Uh-huh.
Jerry didn't build it that way. That's why the shadow's coming through the end zone.
Right. So he
didn't build it the right direction.
East to west. Well, you saying this is north and south?
Yes.
How could it be north and south? Austin's that way.
Google. Most football stadiums are built in a north to south axis.
Or east to west, Pledge.
Did you just use Google Box to figure that out?
I did.
Uh-huh. And Jerry's built doing what?
North to south or east to west. East and west.
Which is why his sun sets in the end zone.
Right.
Which is why you're looking directly into the sun.
That is correct.
Most stadiums you look at, you see the shadow creeping over from the press box.
I do see that. Yes.
Because they're not built
so you're
the
saying
same way.
West is that way. So that technically is east.
You're an idiot.
And so north must be over to my left.
Well, that would be, if we're going to Austin, we'd go that way, wouldn't we?
Well, no, you'd be going that way.
No, that way. This is great radio, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it's awesome.
How many people are trying to figure out, their compass in their car right now, mentally trying to figure out where Mr. Alice, Texas country club connoisseur is trying to figure out life.
When you're talking country clubs in Alice, it's not exactly the Dominion.
Well, right?
I'm just letting you know.
I think you're proving that point.
That's not exactly the Dominion.
Yes.
It's a 9-hole golf course.
You get to play it twice, though.
Yeah, different tees.
Yeah. So Dalvin Cook might get to tee one off this week. They might actually use him.
It's about time. I mean, it's about time, is it not? What are we in week 7 for week 8? Yeah, it's about time.
According to John Michaud and Pledge, tell me if we've got this sound. Talking to Mike McCarthy. Say again? Okay. Mike McCarthy was asked about Dalvin Cook, and McCarthy said on his conference call today, think the biggest thing for us is we're taking the full week. Dalvin is ready. I feel like the work that he is putting in, I think he's definitely in position to play, which is concerning because he's been there for a long time.
They've been saying he's in position to play since they brought him in.
Well, Stephen Jones, a little while ago on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, says Dalvin Cook's been doing the job and doing his work week in and week out. Mike and Brian have been talking to us about how it's about time for him to get this opportunity. We'll see how everything goes tomorrow and make the call. Why not? I mean, you look at
exactly
at the Dallas Cowboys, and you can't call this a must-win game, but it's a must-win game for both of these teams. You would if you're being very honest about the Cowboys and the 49ers, both teams are desperate, right?
Sure.
So Sunday Night Football, Cowboys have their issues. They're coming off of a bye. They can't stop the run, and they've got the worst rushing attack in the NFL. Why not use Dalvin Cook and see what you have with them? Now, if all their issues kind of stem from a crappy offensive line, which kind of seems like it does, I don't know how much of a difference he'll make. But if I've got Rico active, Zeke active, and Dalvin Cook active, I can find somebody else to help on special teams because El Deuce hasn't been active the last couple of games.
He has not.
You can't tell me, well, Deuce is on special teams. That's why Dalvin Cook can't play. As long as Hunter's available, because you need that guy as well. But a change of pace, something different, stay committed to the run. Because what I look at this game is we saw Brock Purdy last time out without a lot of his weapons look like a very average quarterback.
We did.
But San Francisco can still run. Cowboys still can't stop the run. The Cowboys are going to have to run the ball in this game just to keep that offense off the field. That's going to be their best defense on Sunday, is a ball control offense, which is ludicrous to say that, knowing damn well the Cowboys can't run the ball. So why not have Dalvin Cook active? But don't give him 2 carries and then put him on the bench. Let that guy get into a rhythm.
Well, that'd be nice, but then you got to, not hand it off to Zeke or to Rico Dowdle. The one thing I think Dalvin Cook can do that maybe the other 2 guys can't, or he's certainly better at it, you can use him in the passing game. And we're talking about quick passes, getting the football out quickly. I think a Dalvin Cook would be useful in that respect. Look, I just don't see why this guy's been languishing, on the practice squad for all of this time when you're struggling with your run game. I mean, you brought him in for a reason. Give him an opportunity. The problem is going to be, I don't see the 49ers jumping out to a big lead where it all of a sudden takes the Cowboys out of their game plan. If they truly want to run the football, they'll get that opportunity, I think, Sunday night, because I don't see this being a blowout either way. This should be a close game just simply because both of these teams are banged up. 49ers injury report just came out as George Kittle is questionable. Jawan Jennings is out. Let's see here. Is that Jake Moody, their kicker, is out?
Yeah.
So they got to go get another kicker. But Deebo Samuel is questionable. So, look, I got to believe that Kittle's going to play. He was limited in practice. Deebo limited. I figure both of those guys are probably going to play.
But you wonder how effective, especially Deebo, who was ineffective last week and spent at least a day in the hospital. We'll see. I mean, Pearsall, after getting shot in the offseason is back. He finally made some plays. But you're right. I mean, this is a limited San Francisco offense against a limited Cowboy defense, but they're still able to run the ball. So what are the Cowboys going to do? And their defense is still pretty good. And you just wonder about Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Apparently they worked some stuff out over the bye week on timing. And Dak said, or tried to explain why he and CD have not been on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to look at camp and you think about that. You can call it an excuse or whatever, but it just goes into, right, as I said, being consistent, whether it be, my read or his route, then us say communication up front, but communication there. When you haven't had that time in camp, you've got to be able to communicate through things, which obviously some of these meetings have been adjusted to make sure that those happen a little bit more in depth, I guess you could say, not that they weren't happening before. And just a little bit more detailed. And guys are owning every bit of it and looking forward to getting that going. I can just tell you now it's been better in these last couple of days.
Well, I will guarantee you one thing. In this game, at least early on, the Cowboys are going to get CeeDee Lamb involved. They're going to design plays to get him the football early and often, whether that's just simple outs, just something quick to get him the football and get him involved in this football game. I just believe that will happen, and that's been an emphasis. Just with Dak and CeeDee talking about timing, and I just believe that Mike McCarthy will have some plays designed early for CeeDee Lamb.
Well, and you look at Dak has got to play better.
Sure he does.
I mean,
yeah.
that's the bottom line. I appreciate Dak saying this week, like, look, he's been average at best.
Yeah, I'd say both. I'd say I've played average, and average isn't good enough right now by any means. I mean, it's never been good enough for me, so I can't say that I've been happy or excited after any of these games that I've played. But understanding that there's more plays out there for me to make, whether it's in the design or not. I'm capable of it. Sometimes you get going early in the season and you want to feel, I guess you can say what you need to do in your team out that, I feel like I've got that great feel now, and I understand what I need to do more. It's not about playing perfect, which Calvin's alluded to, time or two, or Clarence, excuse me, whichever one said it. Yeah, it was you, Clarence. You said I need to play perfect. I keep receipts like Dion said. Yeah, and so I'm damn sure I can just play better for sure, and expect to, preparing to. And it's been a great week of practice, looking to finish it off and go out there and do it.
And again, I admire the fact that he realizes he hadn't played his best football through the first 6 games of the season, and he's got to play better if this team's going to do anything. Just make the playoffs, for goodness sake. If they're going to do anything, he's got to play better.
Well, and again, and you talk about making the playoffs. You look at the NFC East, and, well, you look at the NFC with Minnesota losing yesterday. Philly's got a interesting game this week. Washington without Jaden Daniels against Chicago. At 3-3, it's not all lost. Although it feels bad or feels worse just because of the way they have lost games. They can make a big statement in San Francisco on a Sunday. We'll talk more about it coming up at 5:15. John Machota from The Athletic will join us here on the Blitz to talk some Cowboys. Spurs, they started the season last night looking a lot like last year's team.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a problem. Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You think about watching games and you're a sports fan, you want to watch games and win money at the same time? Of course you do. You need to play Pick'em at Underdog Fantasy. That's what I do. Love playing the Pick'em game where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher, lower on player stats. You've got the World Series. Game 1 is tonight. You got NBA action. You got NFL action. And all you got to do is pick higher or lower on stats to win at Underdog Fantasy. Last night, boy, I had some things not go my way just late in that game, including Justin Jefferson. Sam Darnold turned green. Matt Stafford turned green. Justin Jefferson, red. That's part of it. This season, Underdog is running a special promo and bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. Free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. So get signed up, download the app, or go to underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with promo code STAR and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BOUNCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text DOUNCE to 42424. That's BOUNCE to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at HEB.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It was a rough opening night for the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Wemby 5 of 19 from the field last night in Dallas. Spurs will make their home debut tomorrow night when they play host to the Houston Rockets. World Series gets underway tonight. The Yankees and the Dodgers will meet in L.A. for Game 1 of that best-of-7 series. Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. Jack Flaherty goes for the Dodgers. You can catch that game on San Antonio's ESPN 1250 beginning at 6.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs
are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix on a Football Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Absolutely. For a lot of you, just after 5, off work, let the weekend begin.
Nice. Yeah. That's going to be a great weekend. Great football watching weekend. All of the not a lot of big games on the schedule, though, in college football. You got the Aggies and LSU.
So I'm curious, if you're an Aggie fan and you get a chance to go to that game, do you jump on it and go?
Sure, why not?
I mean, if you're a true Aggie, somebody offers you a ticket, you're going.
Well, you should go.
It's that big of a game. In fact, I was talking to Rob Thompson earlier today, called to check on me because I've been out a couple days. And I think he was trying to see if I had to hook up for tickets because he said, man, my son got a ticket. I've been looking. Although the problem is I can't find a place to stay.
That's it.
Now that his son doesn't have the apartment up there. Graduating and all that's a hindrance. And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, if you could find a ticket, I imagine you would go because you could figure out a place to stay. You know enough people. You could drive back and get home at 5. No, I can't do that. Take me a week to recover.
Exactly.
So
well, and you can't enjoy adult entertainment that way.
What do you mean adult entertainment?
Well, beverages.
Okay, because I was going to say the strip clubs in College Station. Do they have strip clubs in College Station?
I don't think so, but
they have one.
I've been to College Station, and I don't think that you need a strip club if that's what you're looking for.
Well, you said adult entertainment.
Right. Well, they're adults.
And they're entertaining?
Yes.
You're an idiot. So our friend John Robbins walks in, who I've known forever, and nothing but a diehard Ag. Last week at the Texas-Georgia game, he's head-to-toe Georgia Bulldog gear.
Yeah.
And every Aggie I know has said he's not a real Aggie.
That's a flag, isn't it?
It's a real flag.
Yeah.
So he walks into the booth today. One, he says, God, it smells like greasy taco meat in the press box. And then he said, yeah, a friend of mine just asked if I wanted to go to the LSU game, and I don't know if I want to go.
Why not? I don't understand that. It's a rivalry game, big game, first place.
Yeah.
I mean,
this diehard Aggie has been to 2 Longhorn games this year. He went to the Texas-Michigan game in Michigan.
All the way to Michigan.
And then he went to the Georgia game wearing Bulldog gear.
Wow.
Now, granted, when he told me, hey, man, a guy dropped out. Do you want to go? I know John's an Aggie. I knew the other guy went to Trinity, Ole Miss. Parents went there. I knew one guy in the group was a Georgia Bulldog. Everybody in the group was wearing all Georgia stuff. All of them traitors to their real schools. Their hate of UT was the only thing that was in solidarity.
Oh, so that's how they explained it.
Although they could have went to that game not wearing Georgia gear.
They could have just worn nothing.
Well, I mean, they had to wear something.
I mean, nothing,
that's a law.
Nothing logoed.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I mean, if it was me, I'd have worn an Aggie shirt.
You would have worn an Aggie shirt?
Of course.
An Aggie shirt.
I wouldn't want to be caught in a Georgia shirt if I'm an Aggie fan.
Well, if I'm an Aggie going to the Georgia-Texas game, wanting to see Georgia lose or Texas lose, just wear, I don't know, a black shirt.
Well, but you could have been in Aggie gear and then really hooped it up.
The problem is
they lost.
Rob's kid is Rob's kid, right?
Sure.
Rob's kid stumbled into a ticket for the Texas OU game and wore an Aggie hat.
See?
And he said, everybody hates us.
Well, of course.
And he's 6'5". And so, of course, he's wearing an Aggie hat. It's going to stand out. And he was getting crap from both sides.
Well, that's good. See, that's the way it should be. If you're a fan of a team, it'd be like me wearing a Dodgers or Yankees hat tonight. I'm not doing it.
No.
Never wear anybody else's stuff. It's Cardinals all the way.
Except for that fancy Ranger shirt you have.
Yeah, but
pleasure wear.
I washed my car with that thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was afraid you might say something else.
Well, you never know. It was sweaty.
What?
It was sweaty that day.
Just let that breathe a little.
Exactly. It's what I had to do. You got it.
Uh-huh. How about them Spurs?
How about them Spurs?
They weren't good last night. Well, they were for a half.
First half, I'm thinking, all right, we've got ourselves a squad.
Yeah.
Second half, I felt like I was watching last year's squad.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it was. They came out of the halftime locker room and I don't know. I don't want to say uninterested. It just that Dallas came out on fire. And they've got a good team. Obviously had a good team last year.
Sure.
They had a Klay Thompson, which is exactly what they were missing. And I think he's going to be a huge benefit for that ball club. But the Spurs, they were toe-to-toe with the Mavericks in that first half, and then I don't know what happened.
Wemby said after, and it felt like a problem from last year, third quarter runs. And this year, another problem with third quarter runs.
The coach emphasized that too. But, we know ourselves. We know we're going to react. We know we're never going to give up. But I think we got to get better at reducing how bad those runs the opponents make are.
Well, I mean, sure. And I don't know what it is about coming out of the locker room in the third quarter for the Spurs. Again, as you heard, he mentioned it. You mentioned it happened last year, and again, one game that happened this year. That's got to be that Pop has got to be preaching that, right?
There's some sort of adjustment they got to make. I don't know. I mean, I saw Trey Jones is already out for tomorrow with an ankle. So through one game dealing with that kind of stuff. The CP3 during that third quarter run came in for a minute and stopped the bleeding for a quick minute. But it didn't last long. But I like the calmness that he brings to this team. And I think that will work to get better. And then what I really appreciate from Chris Paul, because we've never really had a superstar of this level join this team. And at this point in his career, I'm curious as to why he chose San Antonio, because he's not getting a ring here. And he's basically punting on a ring for his NBA career, unless he's got a side deal that, hey, man, let me play well and near the deadline trade me to a contender, which if they did a side deal and that happens, I'm all for it, because what can we learn from Chris Paul? But he said last night his interaction with Pop, well, it was good for him, but I think that's good for the rest of the team. That'd be cut 5 pledge.
It's cool just to see how his mind is working and
good. I think he took advantage of what was given to him. Of course, it's a lot of adaptation for him. But the way he's learned so far, I'm sure he's going to make a leap. If not every game, every month, I'm sure we're going to see something new from him.
That sounded a lot like Wemby.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Chris Paul.
It was supposed
Chris
to
Paul
be.
cut 5.
It's cool just to see how his mind is working and the fact that we can talk and we can communicate. And he got on my ass in one of those timeouts, and you just appreciate it because I know how bad he wants to win. As long as he's been doing this, he's so competitive, and I'm the same way. So it's cool to be on the same side of it.
What are you going on your ass for?
I think it wasn't cutting. Well, it was a turnover. It was something. There's a whole lot of stuff I need to do better, but we definitely gonna get better at it. I definitely will.
Out of all of that stuff that happened last night, it's one game. I'm not going to overreact to one game, but hearing that, I'm sick and tired of this kinder, gentler Pop. I really am, and I'm happy to hear that Pop got on Chris Paul's ass. That makes me happy. It really does, and the rest of the team's going to see that. And if Pop can chew Chris Paul, he can chew anybody.
And I like that Chris Paul at this stage in his career talked about it, not pissed off about it.
No, happy about
not embarrassed. Like, how dare you get? Yeah. I mean, if he can welcome that kind of coaching, so can all the other guys.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that soundbite. And I love the fact that Chris Paul has that kind of attitude. He saying stuff like that, saying stuff about the time management. He's not into that. So it's so far so good. And again, I'm not going to overreact to one game, but some of the things that were said, I just look, you got to play, man. It's game one. You got to be ready.
Games that matter.
Yes.
Although Dallas is really good. And they got better with Klay Thompson.
Oh, there's no doubt. They that's exactly what they needed.
I hate losing to the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, but it's all right.
Not really.
It'll come back.
So
Hopefully.
What about the Dallas Cowboys? John Machota from The Athletic joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom right now, just waiting for your logo. And he's got all the popular cap brands like Katie Caps, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Nike Cap America. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. You need your logo on a nice golf shirt, fishing shirt, dress shirt. Sam's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices, and he has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900. 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom about a mile inside Loop 410 next to the Big Lots across from McDonald's, or go to the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
AJ Hoffman here for Underdog, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. It's so simple. You just pick higher or lower on a few stats, and boom, you're in the money. I'm so excited for basketball because it provides so many opportunities to win. This season, Underdog's going to be running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. You can pump up your winnings and just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, where you'll get an adjusted projection on certain players' stats to give you a better shot at a big win. Or free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than a half a point for that pick to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. It's currently Boostober from now until October 27th. You can boost your profit on all NBA entries by 20%. Underdog's literally giving you unlimited profit boosts to make basketball picks. Download the app, sign up with promo code ALAMO, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALAMO. Must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey, Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well, all the villagers are raving about this tequila.
Ooh,
And we have it at the lowest price in town.
economical.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagel, and you know I only roll with the best. When it's game time, there's only one place to be. That's the I-10 Ice House. For over 10 years, they've been serving up the coldest drinks and the cheapest happy hour specials in town. And with 10-foot screens, you'll catch every football game, every pay-per-view event, everything you want to see, just like you're right there on the field. Great games, ice-cold drinks, unbeatable deals. I-10 Ice House is the spot for San Antonio sports fans. I-10 Ice House at 9518 Console Drive. We'll see you there.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. It's a matchup between 2 undefeated conference opponents as the Yankees take on the LSU Tigers. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix on this Football Friday. Cowboys Sunday night football at San Francisco after a rather quiet bye week. I kid. Let's talk about it. John Machota from The Athletic joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I know you got out of town a little bit last weekend, John, but my goodness, the Cowboys made a lot of noise during a bye week.
You never actually get away from it, though. That's the thing, having a cell phone with, and if you try to be pretty active on Twitter, and it's going to be hard to escape it. So, hey, I'm not complaining. This is the life that we chose.
Hey, Stephen Jones told us yesterday on the Blitz that if they're not talking about you, that's a problem. So I think, you know how Jerry Jones is and how the Jones family is. They're going to do stuff to make people talk about the Dallas Cowboys. They like it.
Yeah, one thing that I will say that stands out to me, speaking of that, is really been this ESPN story about the tours, and that's just because of the fact that I'm at the Star quite a bit, and the tours have been going on since they moved the team from Valley Ranch. So that's 2016. And so I'm just used to them going on. I mean, they go on when we're doing press conferences, you're just kind of used to it. You see it all the time. And so I get when you have a national reporter come there, and that's an interesting story because none of the other teams are doing it. But it's been fascinating to me to see how many people have gravitated towards this story as like, this is the reason that the Cowboys aren't winning. And it blows me away because I'm like, the last 3 years, obviously they've won 12 games each of those 3 years, but really outside of 2020, the pandemic year, which it was derailed because of Dak's season injury early in the season, you knew that probably wasn't going to be a great season. But outside of that one, since they've moved to the Star, they've been a pretty good team in the regular season. They just haven't had the postseason success. And so I'm fascinated by it when like people talk about being like astounded or blown away by this story, where I'm just like, do people think these tours just started, and do they think they get ratcheted up in January and that's why the team falls off a cliff? Because I don't understand how you could be winning 12 games 3 years in a row but this is a major issue. Like if this is the major issue, and we're talking 2001 to 2008 Detroit Lions with Matt Millen, where you got a 0-16 season, the team averages about 3 wins per season for 8 years. I think it's like 3.5 they average. Like this totally makes a lot of sense. You're like, yeah, it's a dumpster fire over there. I can use one even closer to the Cowboys. If you told me this was a major thing for the last 25 years that Daniel Snyder owned Washington, I'd be like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's why it was so easy to gravitate to those Washington stories where it was like, there's sewage dripping on, and then the railings falling down, and fans are falling on players, and all this stuff. You're just like, well, yeah, it's like really bad, but it's like, I get it. The Cowboys aren't winning in the playoffs, and by all means, there could be things that they need to do a lot better. But I'm just fascinated in the last few days how this whole tours thing has taken on a life of like, we got it. This is why they can't win in January.
It's comical, and to me, it's just another way to throw rocks at Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, especially with certain former players saying it's an issue. And I would imagine you probably get bothered more by a fan on the tour because you're more accessible. When I've been up there and I've seen the tours, they're nowhere near the players. So the whole idea that there's two animals, I think it'd be rare for somebody on the tours to actually see the players unless it was, running into them in a hallway when a player, because where the players are, fans aren't going because even the weight room has the frosted glass.
Yeah, to me, I just feel like it's the only thing I can think of that would be the major big time concern is if like they're standing by like meeting rooms and stuff like that. And as far as I know, they're not allowed. The tours don't go up there. They do walk by the weight room and out by the outside of the locker room. I have not heard that they ever go anywhere near the locker room when the players are in the locker room. Now they do have tours that will go through the locker room, I believe, in the off season when there are no players in there because nobody's really up there and stuff like that. But I have not heard of it being like a distraction. But I really thought Dak handled it a way that I kind of agree with yesterday when he kind of compared it to, well, yeah, there's players in this locker room that don't want you guys in there either. And and I just find that comical too. And this will sound like some crusty old reporter, but like I'm not making this up. Like I feel like every year I've covered the team for 14 years. I feel like not every year, but every other year we get less and less access. I mean, this year we go in the locker room 2 times a week. And that's on like a regular week. If they play a Sunday game and then another Sunday game, we get Wednesday and Thursday access. That's it. We're not there Monday. We're not there Tuesday. We don't get it going there on Friday. We used to get a conference call on Friday. We don't get that anymore. So it's like we have 2 days to be in there. All the players know when we're going to be in there and when we're not. And on Thursdays, we're not even in there that much because Dak and CD both talk outside the locker room. So it's like this idea that we're just in there all the time and we're just like, oh my God, we got it so tough. It's like, we don't have to go back to Babe Ruth here. Like if you just talk to like some Cowboys from like 10 years ago, they'll tell you how like, yeah, I used to be in there every single day. Like it's not, it just kind of, to me, it's kind of fascinating because it's like, if you think that's a big deal, like, I don't know. I kind of think it says a lot about you.
I totally agree with you. And I thought when I first read this article, this is just made up stuff, really. I mean, it really is. I just can't imagine somebody being distracted by some people in the building that are not bothering you. But the other things, John, the one thing that kind of blew me away, and you tell me how you took it, with Jerry Jones kind of throwing Mike McCarthy under the bus with the bad plays and concepts. What did you make of that?
Yeah, It did jump out to me a little bit. One of those that makes you like go back and listen. Like, is that how he said it? I mean, maybe he didn't mean it. And then you listen again. You're like, yeah, I think that's what he's saying. I think for me, the one that would stand out most on that is, okay, that's fair. You're the general manager, the owner. You can point that out. But what have you done wrong? Where are those things? Yeah, I mean, aren't you contributing to this too? And he gets very defensive when the radio station that interviews him twice a week brings up the lack of moves in the off season. Well, you have every right to ask about those questions, and Jerry has every right to defend himself, but he can also sit there and point out, yeah, maybe we needed to do a little bit more, but there is none of that. We're not hearing any of that maybe if the roster is a little bit better, maybe the team has more success. So I think that's the part that stood out to me because I just think it's easy to point to anything right now. I mean, kind of goes back to the tours thing. When things aren't going well, and let's be honest, one of the biggest storylines right now is, and Mike McCarthy was asked about it, is just what are you guys doing well? And there's really not much you can point to that through these first 6 games, the team has done well. And so if that's the case, there's going to be tons of things to point to. So yeah, you can be critical of Mike's play designs, but you can be critical of Zimmer's defense. You can be critical of Dak playing quarterback or CeeDee Lamb running routes, or you can be critical of the front office for not doing more in the offseason. So, I mean, everything's really on the table. So I think that's the thing that kind of stood out to me most when I heard Jerry say that.
John Machota from The Athletic joining us here on the Blitz after the bye week. Got the Niners coming up. Cowboys have trouble stopping the run. All the injuries that San Francisco has, we know they can run the ball. Cowboys, are they going to run the ball with, I don't know, a guy named Dalvin Cook on Sunday night?
They're going to try. I think that is going to be the game plan for them, as much as Cowboys fans probably don't want to hear that. I think that both teams are going to try and establish the run early and then build off of that. And I think the Cowboys are hoping that they're gonna they're gonna pretend like they're not gonna think about what happened against the Lions at home, and they're gonna go right back to, well, the last time we were on the road, that's the best we ran the football at Pittsburgh, a night game, Sunday Night Football. Let's do that again. And so maybe it's Dalvin Cook has the hot hand. Maybe that means it's Rico Dowdle has the hot hand like he did against the Steelers. I'm not sure, but I feel like just my sense of being around the team this week, that's going to be the goal. But I think the Niners are going to do the same thing, and as they should. I think any team that plays the Cowboys that has any semblance of a run game should be trying to run the ball and then build off of that against them. So I know that kind of sounds boring, but I don't think this game will be that boring. I don't think that you'll just see it being dominated by the run game, but I do think that's what both teams going in, that's going to be their game plan to start the game.
You know, John, when you look at this game, obviously the Cowboys got to be confident going into it. Number one, the Niners are banged up. I know the Cowboys are banged up too, but Mike McCarthy's record after a bye week is pretty good. Do you feel that sense that they feel a little bit better about themselves heading into San Francisco?
Yeah, I do. I would say of my, I guess it'd be about 4.5 years being around Mike McCarthy, I'd argue that might be the thing he does best, is that he's not a big panic guy. There's not these high, low lows from him. Like, I think he keeps it pretty even with the team. And when they win big, I don't get the sense that, he makes them into something that they're not. And then when they come off of a loss like that, like the Detroit one, I do think he keeps them pretty even keel. And that's the sense I've gotten from being around the team this week, is that it doesn't seem like a team that's panicking and they look at themselves more as 3-3, and that's it. Like, hey, we've played 6 games, we've won 3, we've lost 3. Whereas like us analyzing the team, look at it as like, no, yeah, you're 3-3, but those 3 losses are bad. Like, they're over at halftime, but I don't get the sense that the team looks at it. Like, whether you talk to the players or coaches, like, they harp on how they really think that it's little fundamental things, a tweak here, a tweak there, and they'll have these things fixed. Now, I kind of believe you need your best players to be out there when you're not going to have Deron Bland and Micah Parsons. I think that's still a big issue there, even if you are doing the fundamentals well. So we'll see Sunday night if that changes and they are better in the fundamental areas. But I do not get the sense from this team at all that they're panicking right now.
All right, so not panicking, and Mike McCarthy generally really good coming out of a bye. He spent a lot of time talking about the self-scout and cross-the-hall meetings and that sort of stuff. What difference do you think you might see Sunday night with the Cowboys, thinking it was about this time last year that the Cowboys finally looked like the offense that we thought we were going to get from Mike McCarthy that you didn't have early in the season a year ago?
For me, I point to Dak and CD. We've been waiting for them to have a game where they're both on the same page and they're clicking, like we've seen several times over the last several years from them. And we saw more of that coming out of the bye last year, because the way the year started, it wasn't great, and they weren't hitting like they were, where CD obviously went and have a monster year. And so that's kind of the thing for me. CD and Dak both talked yesterday about getting in some extra work together, working on their timing, things like that. I think that's where you're going to see I think that's what has to happen. Let's be honest. For them to beat the Niners, I don't think it's, well, no, they just ran Rico Dowdle 25 times and he went for $150. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that part has to be better. I mean, heck, Dak and Jake Ferguson probably need to play better than they have up to this point. And so I really think the passing game, I think that's where you'll see where maybe they picked it up a little bit and it looks better than we've seen before. I mean, like I said, they want to run the ball. And maybe that looks better. I just have my doubts about that because we really haven't seen them run that well all season.
John, Jason and I have been talking about it. You go all the way back to that Cleveland game. They had Dak on the move. The pocket was moving. I haven't seen a lot of that since that game. And with the way the offensive line is, Dak has not had a lot of time to throw the football and let those wide receivers develop their routes. Do you think we could see more of that in a game like this, especially with a pass rusher like Bosa?
Yeah, no, that is possible. I mean, Dak has talked about that, about moving more. The one thing I will say is that Dak just doesn't move like he did 5-6 years ago. And so I do think it'll have to be some design stuff. But yeah, that would make sense, especially going against Bosa. The issue you get into, though, is that they got another monster over there in Fred Warner, who's playing as well as anybody on the defensive side of the football in the league. So that's the thing with that team, is I know they're missing a lot on offense, but that defense is still that defense, and that's a defense that's caused a lot of problems for the Dallas Cowboys over the last 3-4 years. And so, that's one way that they could do it for sure. I honestly think, though, it's kind of the way I've looked at the Cowboys for a few years now. I think we're going to know pretty early. Like, I don't think this will be a game where the Cowboys come out and they look awful, and then all of a sudden it gets clicking in the second half. Like, I think we're going to know pretty early what kind of Cowboys team we're going to see in this game.
Well, their best player better be on the plane. This jury that Brandon Aubrey's on isn't one of those sequester type juries, are they?
It's not, but it is a funny story because so many people, when they see that, they're just like, anytime they get called for jury duty, it's automatically, I feel like, not automatically, but I think a lot of people go to, all right, how am I getting out of this thing? And from what I've heard, Brandon didn't want any part of getting out of it. He wanted to do it. And so, he'll be on the plane tomorrow. He'll play in the game, and whatever he has to finish up next week, he'll finish up. But it'll be an interesting storyline because of the fact that you are talking about one of, if not the best kickers in the game. And you tell me right now, if that guy misses a 45-yarder or something on Sunday, that people aren't going to be bringing up, well, maybe if he was at jury duty, So that'll be interesting to watch, see how he kicks. We've been told that he's getting in tons of work at night after he gets out of jury duty. So we'll see how it goes. They said that he's still getting the same work in. He's doing it at night.
So, John, that trial has already started. He's already been at jury duty now?
Yeah. He's been there, I believe it's the last 3 days. And so,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think that if they have anything to finish up, would be next week. And I imagine that the Cowboys are aware of it. It basically comes down to that the way it worked out is that he wasn't going to have to miss the game and he'd still be able to get his work in. And so I guess they were fine with it. But I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that other teams in these situations don't get their guys out of it. And that makes me think the Cowboys probably tried to get him out of it. And he probably was like, no, I want to do this, and I bet you most guys don't want to do that. So.
Well, I mean, dude, that's $20 a day or whatever they pay you up there in the Dallas area. I mean, I know it was 20 here for me. I mean, man, of course, lunch was 23 plus parking, but it's still there. What a story. And you're right. If he misses one, we're gonna blame the judge. Get out. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting week. Always is with the circus that is the Dallas Cowboys. Make sure you're subscribed to The Athletic and following John on Twitter at John Machota, Jon Machota. John, enjoy the football weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it. John Machota from The Athletic on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Always something going on with the Dallas Cowboys.
Jury duty. I mean, you could have done that in the offseason.
Well, I respect the guy, though, for not wanting to get away, civic duty. I didn't realize the trial had already started. I guess it had. And I mean, if this guy's got to go back on Monday,
he'll be tired.
Well, they're not going to get in until early.
5 a.m.
Yeah, and then they'll have to be in court at 8.
And it's a serious case. Jury duty is one of those things. I think all of us try to get out of it.
Absolutely.
But being a part of the process is always fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Especially if you're on a good case.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Good for him, though.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that.
And I could see.
He's a kicker. What the hell?
Well, exactly. But the other part of it, too, as I say, does he try to get out of it? Push it to the spring. Because if you get out of it, they call you back within?
They call you back.
100. Well, if I'm a kicker and I'm in the NFL, I don't want jury duty in May. I might be on an island somewhere.
That's exactly right. Get it over with now, and then they won't call you back.
Do it on work time, not my time. It's the way it goes.
Exactly right.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Gorgeous weekend on tap. Know you're going to fire up the grill. Before you do, get into Tri-County Meat Market. There are 2 great locations. And I tell you what, if you want a steak this weekend, which is what I'm thinking, Tri-County has 15% off prime Angus boneless ribeyes and choice Angus ribeyes all weekend long at both locations. And while you're at Tri-County, make sure you pre-order your turkey for Thanksgiving. Tri-County Meat Market gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. Fresh, all-natural turkeys, never frozen. They come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. And they sell out every year. And think about those turkeys right now on that farm in Colorado living a good life, waiting to be your Thanksgiving dinner. Your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery. Order those now at Tri-County Meat Market. Maybe you're thinking ribs this weekend, fajitas, tri-tip, sausage, their brisket burgers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect, and you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special. And Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Air Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, so many games to look back at. Are the Spurs at 500? Did the Cowboys even it up? And where are the Aggies? Texas and Vanderbilt? So much to get to. You better get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I didn't want to call Bobo and have to have a confrontation.
Just make a change?
Yeah, because you're so bitchy.
We do it all the time.
You're so bitchy, Bobo.
You always want to
Do you realize how bitchy you are? And I don't want to fight with you.
You know, you calling me bitchy would be like me calling you a fat bastard. You know, that's projection, dude.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
Hey, San Antonio, it's Joe Reinagel. You know I love talking sports, but I also love to watch sports. One of the best places to do that, the I-10 Ice House. For over 10 years, they've been serving up the coldest drinks and the cheapest happy hour specials in town. 10-foot screens, there isn't a bad seat in the house. Football, pay-per-view, or just a night out at I-10 Ice House is where San Antonio comes to play. Grab your friends, catch the action at the I-10 Ice House, San Antonio's real sports headquarters. 9518 Console Drive. We'll see you there.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Friday night, Football Friday. High school game of the week tonight. We've got Clark and Roosevelt, energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors.
Players are coming out on the field for their initial warm-ups.
Exactly.
Yeah, they need a little intro music, didn't they?
Sure.
That was good. Yeah.
Sure. Lots going on this weekend. Of course, it's Friday. You want to get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Obviously, we had a game last night, so if you're late,
I won.
You can catch me because I had Minnesota, although I've got a pretty good lead. But get your picks in, weekly winners. Get that gift card over to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from our friends at A-Awesome Tickets. While you're there, you can also register to win tickets to go see the Cowboys and Eagles, which is good. And keep in mind, if you're grilling this weekend, upload those photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasports.com.
If you're watching on
YouTube, and I realize that our fingers have been in and out throughout the day because of the
Wi-Fi here. So we do apologize for that, but it does appear right now both cameras
are working.
So,
Joe, I'm not been worried about you.
I just got kicked out.
Really? You just don't want to show this?
No,
thing.
I don't care. I'll come over and show it on yours.
Yeah, my camera's working.
Yeah.
Reinagle's elbow is it's kind of gross. Now, I'm not sure what you got going on over there. Adjust it. You were holding your arm, and it looked like your elbow was just excited to be here, if you will.
Well, everything, I have that effect just about every part of my body.
What the hell is going on with your elbow, man?
Well, according to the great doctors at TSAOG, I have a strained tendon in my right here.
Yeah,
my
right,
tricep.
right there. Yeah,
it's a tricep tendon, and that's a symptom of it.
Right there just looks awkward.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't hurt at all, and so I can move my arm clearly. I can do anything. I'm just not doing any tricep work when I go to the gym. So for 6 weeks, I go back on December the 5th. Then she's going to check me out again, and we'll decide what to do. It's weird. I'm telling you. Yes, it's weird.
It just looks awkward, man. If you wear long sleeves, people would think you're really excited.
Well, if they think that thing's there, I'm really in trouble.
Although, who knows? But it's weird because it's been like that for a while.
Not like that.
Well, it's gotten bigger, right? So
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have to drain that thing or what. But,
cut it off.
Cut it
Dude,
off.
the fact that it looks like a little spongy ball when you move it around.
Well, it's like a big clown nose.
Yeah.
Right? So I can put some eyes up here.
Can we draw on that?
Over here, paint that red.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I think, why not? Have some fun with it. But I don't want to do anything.
Who are those old men in the cartoons that were up in the rafters?
I don't know. The Sesame Street guys?
Muppets.
Yeah, Waldorf or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Hold it down like that. Looked like Ernie's nose.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, you could have a tattoo artist do all kinds of things on that.
I don't want to do anything like drastic. Like if the tendon needs surgery or something, I don't want to do that because it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'd rather walk around with a nose on my elbow. So that I'm okay with that.
No, I just tell you, a nub, whatever you want to call it. And if it bothers some people, the hell.
So can you rest your elbow?
Well, no, I mean that's kind of what bothers me. But I'm supposed to be wearing a sleeve right here. I'm supposed to be wearing a sleeve on that thing that's got a little pad.
I'll be fine.
Uh-huh. Show that again on your video. Your video.
Is it up? I don't know.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that.
You gotta have a good angle at that thing.
Well, I'm trying to see it here.
Well, yeah, quit looking and just
Yeah. There it is.
It's kind of like watching Godwin's ankle go the other way.
Have dinner, everybody. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Man, what we learned today?
That's it. I just dropped out, but as long as everybody got to see that, that's fine. I'm glad my body parts fascinate you, Minnix.
I don't know that I would phrase it that way at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Let's do prime picks.
Yes.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
Every week we make picks for our entertainment. You could tell who to listen to, who not to. Reinagel last week went 6-4.
I did.
Still dead last in the overall season competition.
It's
45-35 on the season. You've been saying it's early for 9 weeks.
It's early.
Pledge last week went 5-5. He is 53-27. I went 7-3 last week. I am 55-25 on the year.
Well, let's go. I got some catching up to do.
All right, Texas and Vanderbilt.
Texas. I think but will they cover the spread?
Well, we picked straight up here.
I'm just saying, Texas has got to win this.
Vandy's been known to take down the number one team in the land.
Yeah, but Texas is not the number one team.
Good point. Good point. Longhorns rebound.
Pledge.
Bounce back for Sark and the guys.
Although I will say this, and I didn't get to listen to Babaloo on Wednesday when I was out sick. If Quinn struggles, how quickly does Arch go in?
Quick. Even Bob Ballou admits that there's a controversy going on.
A&M against LSU, a game you can listen to here tomorrow night on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota.
This is an interesting one that I think could go either way. I just think LSU's defense is better, and I think that's going to make a difference. I think they win against A&M at College Station.
LSU's got a better defense and a better quarterback. Taking the Tigers.
All right.
Taking the Aggies at home. I like Nick Skirton and what that Aggie defense can do, and I also like the Aggies' ability to run the football.
All right.
Bama and Mizzou.
Dude, I tell you what, I could very easily pick Mizzou. Bama's just not Bama right now. But I did take Alabama. Mizzou's not really Mizzou.
If Mizzou's quarterback was 100%, and he ain't, I'm taking Alabama.
Alabama's going to get back on track this week.
Navy against Notre Dame.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I see you two clowns, and I hate Notre Dame. But I see both of you take Navy. And I understand you, but I'm not sure why Pledge is doing it because he just lost his mind. Look, I don't think Notre Dame covers the spread, but I think they win the game.
I'm taking Navy to win. They've been playing great football. They've been scoring a lot of points. This isn't the Navy team that we've known all these years. And quite frankly, I still don't necessarily know that I trust Notre Dame. I am surprised that the spread is what it is.
14 points, yeah.
But I like Navy. Go Navy.
I also like Navy. The fact that they can be multiple on offense is kind of a shock. I'm just not used to seeing that from either Service Academy team. And also, like you, I just don't trust Notre Dame this year.
Look, I hope I'm wrong because I hate Notre Dame, and I would love nothing more than for Navy to whack them.
Well, I don't know. We'll whack them, but we'll win and we'll cover. UTSA on the road against Tulsa. Tulsa's a bad football team. UTSA looked like they figured it out last week. That looks like a team that's finally looking like the UTSA team that we thought we would see. I think they go on the road and get a win.
Well, I hope so, and they should do it convincingly, UTSA.
Yeah, I like UTSA. It looks like they might finally be starting to figure things out this late in the season, despite all those injuries.
In the NFL, Tampa Bay and Atlanta. I'm surprised all of us are taking the Falcons. I'm going to guess it's the reasoning is the Buccaneers have just lost too many weapons.
I don't trust either one of these teams, to be totally honest with you. But the fact that, they've got Tampa Bay's got no wide receivers. So I'm going to go with Atlanta. I got to figure they're going to bounce back. They had a horrible game last week.
Well, the fact that they signed Joe Reinagel to their practice squad was alarming.
Well, I don't blame them for that.
He just wants the practice squad paycheck.
Exactly. Yes, I do.
Don't we all? Philadelphia against Cincinnati.
Look, I'm going with the Bengals. I've been a believer in Cincinnati. I've, in fact, picked them to go to the Super Bowl, whether they do that or not. But I think they're starting to figure things out. Defensively, they've played much better. And, well, they've got a lot of weapons on offense, plus a pretty good quarterback.
I like Philly in this game, just the way they've been playing as of late.
They beat the Giants last week.
But, I mean, all right, true. I still don't trust Cincy's defense. I like Philly.
Philly figured things out against a bad team defensively. I still don't trust them on defense either, and I'm going to take Joe Burrow over Jalen Hurts.
Jets and Patriots.
Well, look, I love Drake May. I'm going to tell you that. I think that kid's going to be a good quarterback, and he's going to be a star, but I got to figure the Jets are going to win. I mean, the Patriots are horrible overall.
Houston and
we all took the Jets.
Yeah, we're all taking the Jets. Yeah. Houston and Indianapolis.
Had a stat that kind of pointed something out to me. Indy and Houston neither team have swept in years.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll sweep this year. Indy goes to Houston and knocks off the Texans.
Well, we made these picks this morning, or at least I did. And then I see Jonathan Taylor's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm still taking Houston.
Yeah, you can't change.
I can't change.
No.
Even if I wanted to, I'm not going to. I'm taking Houston.
Shocker.
They need to win this game. They need to get right on that offensive line, because if Indy makes this a division, they could very well lose it.
They could. It's possible.
Their schedule's brutal on the way out.
It is.
Sunday night football here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. Across the board, we're all taking the 49ers.
Until Dallas proves they can beat San Francisco, I don't care who's playing for the 49ers. It's that uniform. It scares Dallas.
Well, it's Halloween.
They'll lose this game because San Francisco is going to run all over them.
That's the fear.
Yes.
Mike McCarthy's really good off of a bye.
Well, why don't you take Dallas then? I'll let you change.
I'm not changing.
All right. All right, here's your one opportunity. Boy, you give John Robbins a hard time for wearing a Georgia shirt. You're a Cowboy fan.
I'm not wearing a 49er shirt.
Have some package there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, these are picks, right? You know, would I put my money on the Cowboys this week? Hell no.
Hell no.
I mean,
I wouldn't put my money on San Francisco either, I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, but again, though, for these, do I think the Cowboys are going to go on the road and get it? It is on the road, not at home.
It is on the road.
Yeah.
They're better.
Yeah. We're back in an hour for our high school game of the week between 6 and 7. It's extra innings with pledge. You guys have a great weekend. We got Roosevelt against Clark at 7 o'clock here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20 after a bye. It's the first of 2 road games. Dallas and San Francisco taking on the 49ers.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know.